And here we are again with another week's D&D session with the survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our traditional manner by introducing ourselves. We have Blackheart as,
Carrick Marsh.
Kronos as,
Audrey Thal.
Hadden as,
Soldier Forge Hammer.
Marcus as,
Corvus Adalas.
Sammy as,
Gifton Brotgren, Ender of Worlds!
don't know if you have that title, but okay. And finally Tobias as,
Cassiopeia Steelshot.
and extra finally, me, Addy, as the DM. Alright, who would like to give a recap of last week's session?
Ooh, me.
I think I see somebody trying to hold up the hand. It's not very high.
It's so small.
But go ahead, Sammy.
Oh, it hurt. Okay, so last time on our favorite Ghostbusters scenario, the party had just got done speaking with the Capays, and in a moment of clarity decided, you know what we need to do, guys? Shopping. Cassiopeia turned on hoof and left, shocking everybody with a slight why, because they weren't sure where she was going. Cassiopeia, on her shopping trip, went and didn't do shopping as much. She mostly went and bought some quick things that she had on a list that we weren't privy to. And then she went to the Temple of Orlan. Orlan. She went to the Temple of Orlan, where she met an amazing dwarf man, and he turned out he was a priest. Can you believe that? They're letting priests actually be dwarves now. It's crazy.
Careful, Gifton.
She met Father Coppershield and sought his assistance with problems with thunder and lightning and everything that's frightening. He mostly just wanted her to brawl it out and, let off some pent-up aggression, scream up a tree, and join in the festivities and the fun of letting out that aggression, because it can be a joyful experience of pummeling somebody and the joy of combat. Because he's a very great dwarf character. He was really cool, and
He was very into his religion.
Cassiopeia actually seemed slightly swayed by how interesting he was, but she was not swayed by the fact that her sword issued threats that if she tried to hand her sword off to that man, that it was not going to be okay. She ended up going off and continuing her shopping from there. Carrick, Argy, and I believe continued our whirlwind adventure, and that mostly was the party making sure that we got what's the word? Our various materials together that we needed to get, which was foodstuffs and things like that. We bought a bunch of metal from a overpriced elf on the docks. We managed to talk her down a little bit because she made it sound like we were really putting her out for purchasing that much metal from her. So Gifton offered, well, maybe we should only buy part of her metal from her and we should go buy the rest from somewhere else so we're not causing her business hardship like she was saying. And apparently that called her bluff on accident. And we ended up getting not nearly as bad of a deal, but still a pretty bad deal. But we bought enough metal to do barding for 2 horses. We also bought materials for Care to work with for making his own gear, and we bought leather for Gifton's going to start working on little military saddles and stuff like that, because she's going to work on replacements for Care and Gifton for pseudo dragons. Eventually, they went off to the Fine Cut, ran into Gifton's family. Care and RG surreptitiously dodged some of that stuff by not taking Care where he wanted to go, which is out of the building with RG, and then Gifton going up and facing the tornado of emotions that was her family, finding out the story from her father that apparently they are sending brownies into deep dark holes at the border, and apparently it makes you feel like you're fading away, and that's kind of upsetting. Meanwhile, Carrick went and met with a very lovely priest over at the Temple of not Tamari. Tamari's love. Look at my notes. One sec. My notes. I mean session notes.
Morgani.
Yeah, he went with Morgani Temple. Found out that the lady seems to be suffering from some sort of weird dreams, and has put a little nest egg into Carrick's head that there's weird nightmares that are horribly plaguing this poor lady. Thaldir went and saw Father Turner and confided with him, asking for his thoughts on where the group should go, and confided that someone in the party may have made a deal with a fallen angel, and also that Father Aurel is going to be loose up north and what to do about that. He also went up to the what was the name of the inn? Not that page. Not that page. Not that page. Okay. Anyway, there's an inn. I can look at it. I could have looked at it if we were on the map. The Lantern Light.
There you
The
go.
Lantern Light, yeah. The Lantern Light Inn. Introduced the goblins to everybody. Met the poor stable boy who apparently didn't get on very well with Haas, and made arrangements for us to have 2 rooms there on the first floor. Then fast forward again, or by a sidetrack again, Corvus went out and showed some leg, met a guy that was a fence, and bought illicit goods in a dark alleyway. And he also went and found out that his package that he needs to move for Raziel is basically the size of a coffin. And it's a lot bigger than he thought it was. And he could not actually take it with him after he found out about it, because he could not pack it. So he is going to have to let people know about that, hopefully. Then the party ended up, again, fast forwarding. We all get to the King's Mercy. RG and Marissa have their adorable reunite. We all kind of sit down and start talking, and we had a big talk about where are we going, what are we doing, and eventually we put it to a vote of places that we were going to go, and the majority vote was we are going to Cuthwaite. Despite a lot of misgivings from everybody about how dangerous Cuthwaite is the biggest threat that everybody agreed to, even though we're really not sure what we're doing in Cuthwaite. But it's still the biggest threat that nobody wants to leave alone. So it is this terrifying thing, and we had just ended the session, I think, with us deciding that, and oh yeah, and Dingus ate like 20 Scotch eggs, and Gifton was mad.
I think it's
And
a
I
good
think
day.
that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, well done. Take your inspiration.
My inspiration. I share it with no one.
My inspiration. Okay.
My inspiration.
So, we're going to take off where we left off. Let's see, where was the party sitting themselves? You were still in the King's Mercy at this point?
Yes.
We were still at the table.
Yeah. Right. Yes, the King's Mercy is still loud because it's not exactly so late that things are winding down yet. You'd all made your discussions about where to head, what to do. And upon deciding on Cuthwaite, you find yourselves pausing in silence, contemplating what this means for you, what you'll be facing.
There is another thing that needs to be discussed. My situation is that my package is quite a bit larger than was anticipated.
It's bigger than Dingus?
It is quite sizable. It's let's see, it's about 3 feet wide and 6 or so feet long. Wooden box.
You ready
Is
to
it-
pick up a coffin?
That's what I think it is, actually. But it is trade goods. It is dried meats and cloth and general wares.
Oh, so you opened it?
No. We are not to open it.
Then how do you know what's inside?
That's what I was told was inside it.
How do you know that's what's inside?
I don't want to know what's inside it. That's the point.
Do you think maybe the dried meat's a body?
Regardless,
Technically accurate.
it has to be loaded up on a ship. the ship that we will be taking. But I imagine we are traveling first to Wintercroft on foot, yes?
I don't know. I think that would be. We need to figure that out, right?
We have to confirm that we're getting a ship.
At Wintercroft or at
Or
Dulford.
here.
Yes.
Or at Roadvale.
Are we gonna take everything up with us to Cuthwaite?
I mean, we may as well.
It may be for the best if we do.
Hey, goblins, you're gonna go on a boat. I'm gonna go on a boat. Care, we're going on a boat.
There
Oh wait,
you go.
I guess any of the decisions really was pretty much just going on a boat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was
Oh.
going on a
Yes.
boat regardless.
Oh, that makes the decision a lot less exciting.
But I will need assistance in getting that arranged, to getting it to wherever we needed to get it to at Roadville.
we can help carry.
Do you want to help carry it?
The Buffalo Goblins sort of look at each other and then nod. We help move heavy.
All right.
I think I left them back at the
Did you?
stable.
No, you brought him with. Cause I asked that last time and you said you
Yeah.
brought him.
Okay.
Didn't want to leave them completely unattended.
We surprised
Right,
Elias.
I just
'cause,
left
yeah.
them in the stable when I was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it over.
Well, I was hoping possibly RJ can help with that as well, if you're up to it. I know you have a similar thing
What's
you have to
left,
deliver. Well, yes.
Have you looked at me?
Cass,
You're a
where
lot
did you-
stronger than I am.
Where did you run off to, Cassiopeia, earlier? You just kind of took off. What shopping did you do? We got metal and leathers and all sorts of good stuff.
Cass is going to rummage around her bag and she's going to plop down a pile of yarn.
That's a sea of yarn.
I got some yarn.
Yarns.
Oh, that's great! Are you gonna do some knitting?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
that's
used
so
to
great.
working with fabrics and stuff.
That's so much more hard work than what I have to do.
And then she's going to go rooting through her bag even more and just kind of drop a couple of javelins on the table.
Okay, the brownies probably are moving out of the way for that.
And then
Probably
she's
stop
thumping
dropping
down
up around the table.
she's thumping down a breastplate on the table.
Don't
Some
Okay,
put
armor.
the weapons and the armor on the table.
If I
Gonna
recall,
ruin the food.
everyone from the tailor shop had come along, right?
Yeah.
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 So yeah. Edward's giving you a sort of like, that's a little uncouth to do in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a public dining place. Look, whereas your mother and father, Gifton, are indeed hurriedly trying to move over to the other side of the table.
Yeah, I'm going over that side of the table with them.
And
Corvus
Care,
is rubbing his
however,
temples.
is stopping and sort of like planting a foot on one of the javelin shafts and just sort of looking it up and down, which is quite a distance for him to look.
Uh-huh.
The
Yeah,
panoramic.
the heady work.
You know, let's see, what's the tipping on these? Is that steel?
I really. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. I don't know. It might be. If it's iron, I'll get them replaced.
I was gonna say, you know, we could probably make these real easy.
Cass just stops and looks at him.
I
Really?
mean, you can carve wood, right?
I can't carve wood. I can
carve
carpent,
wood! I'm saying from the other side of the table.
That's a lot of
And I
work,
have
dear.
and I have a tree.
Well, I mean, casting an iron, casting a steel tip wouldn't be hard. I mean, even iron, if someone is willing to handle it, and he looks at Faldir, I'm sure you could do it yourself. But with the both of us, you can make fast work of it.
Cass is going to start putting stuff away. Also, I went over to the Temple of Orin.
Who's Orin?
I
One of
think
the
she means
gods.
Orlan.
Yes, Orland.
Oh, did you meet the priests there? Are they nice?
Cass just looks at her. They wanted to fight me.
Well,
You hear Edward chuckled a little bit.
They wanted to brawl.
That
They
sounds
told,
when
about
you're having
right.
fun.
they told me next time I'm in town, if I don't come by on the holy day and brawl with them, they're going to track me down and drag me to fight them.
So if you don't fight them, you have to
They'll fight you.
Yeah. They want to brawl. They want to brawl. They want to see the lightning. I don't want them to see the lightning. They want to see the lightning.
Edward
Also, I found out this.
takes a sip of his drink and he just says, "I'm certain that half the people that attend those ceremonies aren't worshippers and are just there for the spectacle."
I also learned fully and completely honestly that my sword is a bitch.
What?
What?
I thought it was a sword. It's a dog now?
Yes.
Female dogs.
not
Exactly.
what she means.
Oh.
Why are you calling your sword a bitch? It's just a sword. It's meant to do a fun thing, cut things open. Is it not?
Well, let's see. It's wanted to kill you. It wanted me to kill other people, and it was threatening the priest. I'm going to go have a talk with it.
Keep it.
Because...
Wait, why did it want to kill me?
No, I didn't say you.
You said you, though. Who's you?
She kind of looks at everyone around the table.
I'm gonna
Well,
guess.
that does
Oh.
include
That
Corvus.
does include Corvus, then.
I do give let's go. I'd like to see it try.
Do you want me to... Cass? Could we... When we get back to the inn, I'll look at it in private, if that's okay with you and your sword. As, like, I can see stuff, and maybe I could see something?
I will happily let you look.
Okay. Well, I mean, make sure it's okay with it, because I don't want to touch
Oh,
it.
at
I
this
don't
point-
want to touch it. I don't want to touch it.
Cass is smiling. At this point, I don't care what it thinks. And if it raises
My
any sort of
boat's
stink,
way nicer behaved.
and if it raises any sort of stink, I'm either going to throw it, lock it in a box, and bury it so no one ever finds it, or I'm going to drop it in a
I
volcano.
worry about the conversations you're having with this sword.
I say I
Know
just.
where a volcano is.
No, but I can
What's a
find one.
volcano?
It's like a
Geologist
Um,
twitches.
Edward puts down his drink. It's a mountain that spews fire, channels it from the wrath of the beings below.
That sounds terrible and really neat. Can we see a volcano?
I'm afraid you'd have to travel to another continent, my dear.
Oh.
So yeah, I only went and visited Morgani's temple.
But yeah, I mean, I can check to see if there's actually, because you remember I checked the things to see,
She
Spirits.
sees things that are
I
around.
see things. I can see ghosts. I can see fey things when they're hiding. I can see angels. I can see fiends. I think I can see devils.
As she's listing the stuff off, RG, you feel a familiar pair of arms sort of, drape around you from behind, and hear Marissa sort of whisper in your ear, "I'm off in 20. Do you want to get out of here when I'm done?"
Archie just whispered back, "Sure."
You get a
I
little pick.
wasn't sure if you could hear the mic or not.
Yeah, you get a little peck on the cheek, and she sort of squeezes his shoulder as she backs off.
Archie
In
gets
the
a little
Dolewood,
take on
the
the
mighty
spot.
Dolewood. The tiefling and monk sleep tonight.
Oh, maybe not sleep.
Less sleep.
So, Gifton?
Yeah.
You're the closest thing we have to someone connected to the gods in our little
No,
group
no,
here.
no, 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 no,
Evan?
no, 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 no,
You
no,
hear
no.
Gifton's father say,
Farthest edge away. We don't have no connections. Sorry. You could talk to Father Stone.
I was going to, but I'll have to talk to him later because I'm pretty sure he's probably busy getting ready.
What's the matter though?
Oh, the priestess over at the Temple of Morgani had asked me if I was having any Odd Dreams, and I was wondering if it was
Is it
Anything.
dragon puberty?
she doesn't appear to be part dragon.
Again, pardon? What? Your father says?
Are you having any dreams?
I haven't, but something just crossed my mind, and
So, Dad, and we're talking in Fae. So, Dad, so we found out that Carrick's great grandmother had a relationship with a bard. Can you guess what the other half was?
No, that doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
How
I'm
do
going
they?
to I'm going to roll my sleeve up a little bit.
At
And
this point, when
At this point,
Gifton's father starts stumbling, Cassiopeia in the
They're
same line.
talking
Speaking in
So
Fae, by the way.
They're talking in
What-
Fae.
They're talking
I are they?
They're
Is that
singing to each other.
Fae
You're
or
talking
is it
Sylvan.
It's Fae. It's old Fae.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Then I can't
Never
understand
mind.
that one.
I taught you that one, I thought, Carrick.
You taught me Sylvan.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's dialect stuff like the common languages. So
So there's bits
Yeah,
of
like-
it that are common
yeah.
if you understand.
Okay.
Them, so yeah.
I figure I won't be able to understand what they're saying.
So apparently a dragon can change shape, Dad.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, Carrick has like scales now on his arm. You see those over there? I'm just like pointing at Carrick's
Carrick, what you do see is a couple of Fae sort of leaning as if trying to pick up your sleeve.
arm.
I just gonna pretend to ignore him for right now.
Hey, Carrick, pull your sleeve up.
So
Gonna roll up the left sleeve.
aren't
little bit.
having dreams, but it makes you think something.
I'm wondering if it's on. If maybe others who are. I'll talk to Father Stone and see if he's maybe having some. And see if it's on that end or if it's on the Morgani end. If he's not, I may try something tonight. Hopefully. She seems to be okay, so I
Well,
think I should
I
be.
will pray that she has restful sleeps when I am at
Since
The-
when have you prayed?
It involves a lot of clapping.
So, Dad, after you died, it was really awkward because you didn't. And she's making the gesture like the gas and the air and the things. And I thought that maybe that you left the body. And I got really upset. And I didn't know what to think about it. And I didn't know Mom was around. So then I started going to the temples with everybody. And I go to all the churches now.
I'm gonna get myself an additional drink. Does anybody want anything else?
No, thank you.
I got religion, Dad. I drank the Kool-Aid.
Several, but don't worry about it.
No.
Mr. Race
Holler
Car
if you want one. I'm gonna go see how Elias is doing in the Fae.
Hi, Corvus.
Corvus will excuse himself from the table.
Next time we have a
Well, you should
meeting, maybe you should only be the company.
You should definitely talk to Father Stone and maybe Father Turner about that, Carrick, because, you know, if a priest is having bad dreams, that's usually bad omens, right?
I couldn't get her to explain more about them other than they were dreams. Odd dreams, so I have a thought. But I'll check with if the others are having it, then my thought's not gonna work, I don't think.
This is quite cheery, Elasnor says. Murderous swords and dreams of ill portent.
Yeah, it's like we're an adventuring party.
We're a very happy family.
Hey, I'm damn happy.
You sure you wouldn't
I'm
want
actually
to
really-
actually be a legitimate trading company? That's what you named yourselves, right? Less stabby, more just selly, buy.
I mean, we make stuff. It's just nobody's really seemed interested in hiring us lately.
Well, have you really put yourselves out there?
I look over at Edward and go, I didn't hear of any job opportunities when I got back to town. I don't think anybody's looking for clothes right now.
I did tell you that there's always an opening for you, and just because no one's looking for clothes here doesn't mean we couldn't, push further afield.
Yeah, maybe we could. I'll be up in Cuthwaite. Maybe it'll be somebody up that way that'll want to hire me while I'm up there.
I know someone in Cuthwaite if you'd like a contact.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yes. Right, and he actually pulls out a rather nice, looks like it's a very, very light leather, tiny little book.
Oh my god, he has a little black book.
He has a little black book, and you see him starting to leaf through it. No. Oh, here we go. And do you have a piece of paper?
I am gonna go over to Dingus's saddlebag, which he still has on him, which is basically where my bag of thing is. Pull that open and pull out a full sheet of parchment.
And some ink and a pen.
And I'm gonna go halfway into the bag, pull out a quill, and then, Kara, can you help me with this? Kara, come here. Kara?
Allie.
Oh, I thought you said Carrick. Okay.
No, Kara.
Oh God. And he's going to
Heavy.
help you.
Heavy.
Yeah, pull this ink quill out. I need both of you to make a acrobatics check to not spill this.
It's got a thing on it.
I know it's got a thing on it. Those things come out.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I don't have Kara's sheet, so.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So you both get it out, and it thumps down on the table, which sounds so loud to you. You feel that sort of reverberation.
Whew! Okay, anything else?
Well, could use some sand to dry the ink faster, but I think we'll be fine. Let's see. And
Sand? Why would anyone carry sand?
Pocket sand.
I'm gonna reach into. Crap. Now I have to remember I have it.
I gotta mark off some freaking parchment and ink off real quick.
And-
Actually, I only have to
I
mark
mean-
off parchment. I have to mark off the ink.
I mean, Gifton, you're going to use like a millimeter of that.
And he quickly starts to scribble something down on this piece of paper. And you notice he's
Oh,
only
he's
doing
writing.
it in the top right corner. And then he gives the little quill a sort of quick wipe off on a little piece of cloth he pulls out of his pocket, and hands the quill back to you and taps a piece of paper. There you go. Name and address.
Ah, thank you so much. I have the name and address of somebody. Well, maybe I can get some work while I'm up there, because I don't know how long we're going to be up there for a bit.
well, we'll probably have time while traveling at least.
And I'm just going to quickly type.
I think the idea, though, is we got that big piece of land from the Capes, and eventually we're going to set that up and make a little trading post out there. And that's where we want to set up for, I think, doing things.
Once we finally get around to it.
Yeah, once we're done saving the world.
I'm sure you don't need to go that far.
All right.
If you set that
well,
as a
maybe
goal, then how do you know when you're done?
You make it sound like a treadmill. Alright,
What's a treadmill?
I know.
Do you need some sand for that?
Just blow on it for a bit. I'm sure you don't need to keep it
Unbarred.
pristine.
It's not like it's a letter to her, right?
My.
Just start casting prestidigitation
Well,
and dry
thank you
it
so much,
off.
Edward. That's really gonna help. Like I said, I'm looking for doing that. Oh, we're gonna be in Cuthwaite. That's really close to Wyndon. Do you think we can go up to Wyndon before we come back?
Baby.
Please, there's supposed to be brownies in Wyndon.
It depends on our other
Dad, do you know
obligations.
Brownies and Wyndon run a shop?
No.
I've been hearing all about it. They run a shop up there.
Well, I suppose that's going about a bit, isn't it? He says, looking at your mother. I'm sure you could afford a trip to Wyndon. It's barely a day's travel away, and frankly, if you take one of the skipper boats, then it's very, very fast.
Perhaps if we're not still needed in Sedur at that point.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And who knows what might happen in Cuthwaite.
Well, we can think happy thoughts. I mean, we could go sightseeing, and we could make some new contacts. I could buy some different cloth material. It could make this a really fun trip.
I think happy thoughts, my good friend. She's right. And Edward sort of smiles at you, Faldir. Even though you haven't exactly talked to him that much, he's actually very friendly.
Sure.
Oh, do you know if there are places up there I could buy a pseudo-dragon?
In Wyndon? Oh, yes, there's quite a few.
I mean, Cuthwaite or in Roadvale or anywhere.
Cuthwaite might be a bit trickier. They have a lot of regulations there, and most pet shops, they skirt the line on what's quite allowed.
Okay.
Pseudo dragons fall into a very odd space, you have to understand.
Okay.
This one does
One-
seem to keep doing that.
Well, I don't
One
know if we
made
could
of
find...
Scotch eggs, it seems.
You might actually be better off checking in Roadvale itself, or will you be stopping in at Altonfast on your way?
I don't know. We don't know anything about the boats yet. We have to still tell the Capays. So, do you think Autumnfast has some?
I mean, any port town's worth checking.
All right. We're gonna get a friend for Dingus, and that way Care can ride by himself. He looks so excited.
Yes. Care puts on a smile. Not convincing smile.
Fakest smile.
We're going to have to break the news of our decision
Yeah.
and broker that transportation.
Oh, that's a Talon town, right? I mean, they worship Talon really strongly there, and that means that they have all sorts of stuff, right? For regulations.
Yes, the
whatnot.
city of law.
Are their laws different than here?
No, just far more strictly enforced.
Okay, maybe we should talk to Father Turner and give any things we should be on the lookout for on the way in.
I'm supposed to meet with Father Turner again tomorrow, but I told him you might show up.
Oh, I would actually really like to see Father Turner, but I gotta go to Father Stone's thing tonight. And are we still gonna go see that little girl's? I guess we don't really have time, do we? Well, not all of us, anyway.
We don't know
Maybe
how long it'll
not.
take to get a boat.
Yeah.
Maybe not tonight, but I'm sure we could find time tomorrow before we leave.
There's a temple to Ellen here, Dad, and there's this cute little girl that sells flowers in the street, and Baldir's friends with her. It's cute.
We practically made
If
her
you're going to be
life.
visiting any temple, then maybe you should make time for that one.
I was thinking we go there. See, I made friends with Father Stone when I was here last. I told you the story already, Dad, about the ghosts. Yeah, that's Father Stone. And that's when we met the first angel.
Your mother seems to sort of prickle a bit at the mention of angels. Perhaps not so much with the angel talk, dear.
Oh, sorry.
But you're making a lot of friends with fathers?
It was a void she was
It's-
filling, okay?
It's
Oh, that's me.
I'll look over it.
He
Corvus and
actually
go-
looks very insulted.
Corvus
Corvus.
isn't there. Corvus isn't there. That was out
Okay.
of character.
Okay.
How long is Corvus gone for?
I think
He
he's
went
just
to
at
go
the
get
bar.
drinks with Elias.
Oh, you're over at the bar just drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I made a lot of friends with the fathers. Is what they call the priests, as they call them fathers. It's their title, Dad.
Oh,
It's
it's a
kinda
title.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
a
like
title.
So are the
They're
women
not.
priests
They're not
mothers?
actually dads.
they're usually sister.
I don't know
He looks
why.
very confused. suddenly.
I'm not sure on why either, but
I don't know
the
why
one at
it's
Morgana
sister and
said
father, because
What's
it's
her name?
like
Her
weird.
title.
Oh, it depends on the church, actually.
Oh, is there mothers?
Yes, my Aryan church, especially, tends to be indicative of rank, whereas the more other churches tend to assign father rather, well, openly.
Yeah, but
Father Heather.
I only know 2 fathers, other than my own father.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you met more than 2.
Well, I mean that I call
Over your
father
lifetime?
because
Oh.
it's Father Turner because that's his title, and Father Stone because that's his title, and then there's my father, and that's who he is.
You're
So don't
one
you
up on
forget
me,
that.
so
Yep,
There's Father Thaldir.
Grandpa.
he's not.
Not
As far as I know, he doesn't run a temple.
Well,
Thaldir, was there something you didn't tell us?
It's
I know that's right. You're not even
numerous
there. Never
things
mind.
I haven't told you.
as good as this wine is, Edward says, pushing a glass that's still quite full along the table as he stands up. I should get back to my place. I don't want to intrude on your
The
offending
next
ways.
time we come back into town, I gotta go with my mom. I'll keep calling every day, but maybe we can arrange something and I can do some work when I get back.
You'd be quite welcome. And your mother nods, and
Maybe
she
take a couple days and we could see if anybody's interested.
as you're sort of saying that, she pulls you into a hug and goes, "You take more than a couple of days next time you're in town."
I was here for 2 months last time. That was the longest I've been anywhere other than Tarnstead.
Yes, but I miss you when you're gone.
Oh, I miss you too, Mom. But I'll talk to you every day. However many words it is, I always forget. Sometimes I keep talking. Do you hear it all?
You've cut off a couple of times.
Okay. One of your messages was just noise, and I don't know what that was. It might have been a word.
Your father looks nervous as your mother sort of is squinting at you a little bit. I think you'll find I had very good reason to be making noise.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think they're really good at picking everything up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Dad.
Don't not drink too much. And she hugs you again. And then your father gives you a very, very tight hug and kisses your forehead. So,
Aw.
behave yourself.
Right. Have a
dear.
nice night.
You as well. Don't be out too late. And remember,
won't.
keep to the... No, you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to keep to the nooks and crannies. Never mind.
I'll stay out of trouble.
Yes. And he ruffles your hair lightly before they both head over to Edward, who offers them a pocket that looks actually a little padded.
Oh, so you actually did something nice.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lovely night.
And Edward puts his hat on and tips it at you and then heads out. Do we have to go too?
No.
No.
Yeah.
if you
Well,
don't
I guess
want
we
to.
could.
No, this is nice. And he's gets all of he's actually like nursing his drink.
How many drinks has the other one had?
She has had, well, how many rounds in are you guys?
I only had the one.
Only had
I would
one?
say about 2 or 3.
Yeah, she has taken up any offer for another set of drinks. Although she does not look particularly inebriated.
It's fine. Neither does Carrick because he's not drinking alcohol.
Are you doing okay, Kex?
Kek's good. Kek's warm,
Alright.
he says, looking around in here.
Is there
Nice
anything
storm.
that you and ES want while we're in town? You guys have money. We can pick stuff up. Remember, you have all your money that you still had. Anything you want? Buy?
They look at each other before ES goes, more foods?
Okay. Yeah, we can get lots more foods. Is there any kind of food you like lots?
They look at each other again, and there's that sort of unknowing, like,
Like
we
lambs and rabbit and fish
never
and...
had lamb. Rabbit's good.
Okay. We can
Fish hard to
try-
catch. Fish nice, but hard to catch. Have to grab wiggles.
We'll see what we can get. We're gonna stock up on the wagon before we go, so we'll load
Have
up
to
with
grab
lots of food
wiggles.
types. Okay, so we'll have lots of things to eat.
They both nod excitedly.
Mhm.
And maybe we hunt, catch new stuff. Need to make, and it sort of tugs at his clothes a bit. More clothes.
Yeah, I will make more clothes. I actually can make you another set. I got some cloth that I got from the Capades. I can.
This
make
is
some new clothes.
weird.
Yeah. We'll make some more new clothes.
Why
Okay.
why are trousers so poofy?
Yeah, new clothes. We'll make you some new clothes.
God damn it!
And so tight at bottom ankles. No.
You know, I would figure that the goblin would be interested in skinny jeans.
No, it's what he was got from the Capades. when they
He
made
got
him his-
parachute pants.
Poor guy. Yeah, well, I'll make you some new clothes on the trip, and we'll probably maybe some tonight.
Goblin in parachute pants.
I would like all of my clothing to be in blue. I've fallen in love with this color.
Yes, sort of slowly raises her hand.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, have new clothes too. Don't like this drafty.
Yeah, we get you some new clothes.
Okay. And the hand goes back up.
Yeah.
Can we get some of this for when we go too? She says, holding up her mug.
How much you want?
How much can
Alright,
get?
Is RG still here, or is RG already headed out at this point?
RG.
RG's still in there currently. I don't think we've actually left yet.
RG, go ask
yeah.
Marissa how much a keg is. Like a small keg.
I was just suggest that RG might need to start brewing some if we have a long trip.
I was
Well, it
going to
takes-
say, Allie, would I off the top of my head, Chicago would probably cost. all things considered.
You know an average. You've done enough sort of trade that you also know what it would sort of fetch in these areas as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
RG will just start rattling off the number. It's like, did selling, I know that.
Okay. Well, can you go flag Marissa down and ask if we can buy some of their stores? Whatever ES is having, we want a small keg of that.
I was say, do we want to, on the way, do we want me to just like set up something on the back of the wagon for it? And just have it made?
We have a bunch of barrels on the back of the wagon already. So.
Yeah, I can just set up stuff for brewing on the back. It's not that hard.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Can you pick up some supplies to do that? You can maybe make
Sure.
some. Are you drinking ale or beer or wine? What do you have? Yes.
Yes, looks down into it.
I like to think it's a mixture of all of
Who's
it.
with alcohol?
It brown.
So not wine.
All right, RG, I need you to figure it out. I only ever have
strong.
honey mead, so I don't know.
I'm betting probably just something strong.
Okay, well, RG, you handle getting the alcohol, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're the expert.
It's this new alcohol
Unfortunately.
called turpentine.
What
Works
you
great as an inebriant. Also will peel the paint off a building.
you're gonna do that, RG? You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty sure
she
that
will end up-
RG made turpentine at one point.
probably. But yeah, she's for now going to just go and wait for Marissa to be finished. But to note that she has to get the stuff ready for tomorrow.
It's not too long. She actually sort of starts to hurry up when she sort of sees you waiting, and then you see sort of Elias rolling his eyes, go up to her, have a few words, and she smiles at him, gives him a quick hug, and then sort of comes over to you, taking her apron off.
You know, there's a comment of don't do anything I wouldn't.
It's a list.
All right, I'm off a little early,
Fantastic.
so let's get out of here, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
And she'll sort of hook your arm and start pulling you towards the door, basically.
Argyle, let herself be pulled.
Right. And yeah, you see RG and Marissa vanish out of the door.
How busy is it in here?
Eggs.
How busy is it?
It's not like overtly packed, but it's like all the tables are taken, the bar's pretty
Is
full.
it to the point that might have just made it rough for other staff?
It's getting maybe a little bit, but Elias doesn't seem too uncomfortable.
I was gonna go offer Elijah. Why do you keep on calling him Elijah? Elias, if you wanted me to help.
Oh, Carrick. I don't know. He checks his non-existent watch because he doesn't have one.
It's too expensive to have one.
We should have someone coming in soon, but if you wouldn't mind helping out for a few minutes, I certainly wouldn't mind.
Sure, I'll help. Gonna
Thank you.
dive into what I'm used to. I consider
Yeah.
I'm good at
Isn't it?
because
You're being a good boy.
someone has shown to me that I'm good at putting knives in people's kidneys. So
It's the liver. Put it in the liver.
no, you put it in both kidneys.
If you have 2 blades, yes.
I have 3.
Uh,
Well, I should be getting over to Father Stone's thing because they should be starting soon, I think, right?
Yep.
Kara, did you want to come, or do you want to go practice flying with Dingus for a bit?
Father Stone, is he the one that made us the?
Yeah, the symbols.
Oh, I suppose I should come along.
All right.
Meep, meep, meep.
Come on, Dingus. Eat all your
Dingus.
eggs. Can you
And-
even fly?
Dingus sort of stretches his wings out and wobbles a bit before sort of leaning down to let you get up on him. You notice that lean doesn't go quite as far.
As it usually does.
Yeah.
And I help Kara up, rolling my eyes.
Yeah. Okay, gets up and maybe I could take the reins this time.
Yeah, sure. Here, I'll resituate
Yeah.
around so I'm behind him.
Yeah. Which resituates. He actually briefly pulls you up onto his lap and sort of
Yep.
does a little spin in the saddle, sets you back down, facing backwards, and scoots himself up.
I figure with Dingus being Dingus, it's not hard to see them getting ready to leave.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna make sure on my path around I swing over. Gifton, I'm guessing you're going to Father Stone's. Can you let him know that I want to catch him either tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll tell him you're on the way.
Okay, thank you. And go back to the works.
And Corvus, Elias seems to be just pouring you drinks without really taking money from you at this point. It's not,
he's just drinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not great stuff. It's your basic ale, but it keeps coming.
yeah.
Bye, Elias!
Goodbye, Brockgren. And Brockgren.
And Dingus!
Oh, and Dingus. Meep. And Dingus takes a sort of not quite as agile little run to take off. And there's a
Also,
terrifying
Elias.
moment where he dips off the table.
Oh, whoa! Elias, do me a favor. Dingus owns a whole platinum. Don't let him spend it all on Scotch eggs. I'm terrified.
Dingus gives you a sort of confused meep, and then you get a flash in your head of silver.
That's not a silver piece, sweetie.
And the not quite so graceful flapping continues as he takes you out the door. Yeah.
You know how when you spend the gold, you get the little silver coins?
Dingus goes Scotch egg coin, yes.
Yes. When you use the other coin, the big silver, it gives you the gold coins.
I need to roll Dingus an intelligence check for me, please.
Okay.
Just tell him 10 gold, 1 silver.
I don't
He
know
doesn't
why,
do-
but I could just hear Dingus going, me.
Alright,
Oh no.
no.
He realizes
Math.
there is like about a minute's worth of silence as he flaps along, and you can almost hear the gears in his head turning. And then there's a sort of like an elated flash of colours and shapes in your head, as like you get the concept of many.
Yeah, many, but not all at once. Enjoy over time.
Dingus does not reply.
I'm not gonna win this argument.
And Dingus takes you over to the temple. What is everyone else doing?
Is Carrick still at the table?
Working.
He's-
I mean, if you're not catching me when I was on the way away, that's
All
fine.
right, you've been working as a
Yeah.
wait. This
I offered.
Although,
It's not gonna be
about
long,
10 minutes
so.
after Gifton's left, you see a young human male sort of come in, and he's shouting over to us, I'm sorry I'm late, had some issues with my door jam. And he actually heads back to behind the bar, and you see Elias give you a little wave, Carrick, as if like, thank you, thumbs up, we're good.
Gives him a wave and sits down. Well, I deliver whatever I have. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, that
Free
is
food.
suddenly our stuff now. I think I may need you to go to the Capes to negotiate.
Negotiate what?
The most support they can provide us to go to Calthwaite. Get the details of the transportation crew,
Okay.
any other support that they can provide in us taking care of Orel.
Mhm.
He's a magic user, so we'll need help with that. We might need to talk to his brother about that.
Oh, if he could like me right now. Grandma's there a lot.
I'm fairly sure he'll like you more than just about anyone else in the group.
Maybe Gifton.
She seems a little distracted right now.
You mean people are paying too much attention to her right now?
Can you do this?
I will.
I'm going to go talk to the Shire Reeve and break the news.
Are you going to head to Stone's thing too?
If I have time after.
Speaking of time, has there been any? I can't remember if they had a bell or not.
There's probably a bell, yeah.
Yeah, you
Has
said there was a bell.
Yeah.
Has it rang for the service yet, or
Not quite yet. But you did get the tolling bell about 40-ish, 50-ish minutes ago of the previous hour.
Okay, so it's pretty soon it's going to start up.
Mhm.
I'll probably wait to talk to Capet till tomorrow. With it being so late, I don't want to disturb them tonight with this.
All right, but we need these arrangements made quickly. We'll
I'll
have
go
to-
first thing in the morning. I've got pretty much everything other than rechecking in on Priestess at Morgani before we leave is the only thing I really have left. So, I think though I'm gonna go swing over to see Father Stone's service and try to catch him for some questions before I head to sleep. How are we supposed to let them know that we're with you if you're not there, by the way?
Who?
Whoever's in charge of the inn, the tavern, whatever. Our place of
Oh,
staying.
if Cassie goes there, I'm sure they'll recognize. Just say you're with the Thaldir.
Okay. Because I'll probably go to bed after. It is a reasonable time for sleep, correct? I take it by the time the service would be done.
By the time the service is done, yeah, it's reasonable.
Okay.
Still a little
probably-
early for sleep, but not like unheard of for really hard-working people.
So, rough idea, because I'm pretty sure we know.
Service begins at about 7 p.m. ish, ends after about an hour. So it'd be an early night, but it wouldn't be unheard of to do so.
I might make one more check on a place. It'll probably be closed already, but it's worth checking. I haven't a thought. But if not, I'll see you back at the either crap. I can't remember what the light. It was something light.
Lantern light.
Lantern light. I'm going to excuse myself and head to Temple of Amor.
Where is Cassie, by the way?
Cass has been just sitting there, kind of lying down, kind of just drinking her mug of whatever, just listening to everyone.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna head out, Carrick.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, it's just you and Faldir, Cass, and Corvus at the bar.
Cass is looking at Thaldir. So, since we're not going down to the border, we still want to try and get them, do we?
Get who?
The rest of the townsfolk, as she takes a sip of her ale.
I know one responsibility we failed. I know there's a giant battle in another place, and I know there's a long journey, and a very faint hope of saving people elsewhere.
Well, we could see if the rescue of the Tarnstead folk have a reward offered for it, because there might be a solution. And she takes another sip.
You'd like to hire someone?
I know of a group who might be willing to work, who would do it, but I have to be very cautious on the approach. And the second I send that message, I want to go.
So you don't want to send the message now?
Well, even if we were to send a message now, I don't think they're in the area, but they would come through here, and they would be able to get down there rapidly, or so I would hope. But first off, before I even think about sending someone down that way, I would want to find out if there at least was a job to go rescue those folk.
The best person to talk to about that would be the Shire Reeve, I suppose.
And you need to go speak to the Shire Reeve?
You may want to come if you want to hire out another group.
And Cass is going to stand up. Let's go talk to him.
I guess we'll just leave Corvus here.
He's in good hands.
Seems more content than normal.
I think that's because he's at the bottom of his mug.
Hey, you might be at the top of the mug at that exact moment.
I'm trying to catch Elias's eye.
Oh my, I didn't know you were into him like that.
Elias sort of glances over it. Yeah.
I point at Corvus and tip back and just kind of do the. Is he kind of making the motion of? Is he that deep? Do you need to cut him off?
Elias just gives you a vague shrug, and he sort of you can see him sort of lean down as if talking to Corvus, like, Elias, you going to stay here tonight?
No, I have some business I want to do.
You good to go? That's
Yeah,
quite a few
I'll
cups
be
you've
fine.
had.
No, I will be fine. Puts the cup down.
Stands up, immediately falls over.
Nah. No, I am good. Sadia, Cass, there was the Vardo. We took it to the lantern light, yes?
Yes, I took it to the lantern light.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some of the stuff that we've collected and probably see if we can't maybe give it to the sheriff, the hobgoblin stuff.
The what?
He just walks off.
I have no idea.
This is going to be really awkward given the fact we're also going directly to the Shire Reeve, but
No, Corvus is going first to the Vardo, so
Yeah, he has to double back.
yeah, I had to come back.
also the fact that we have the goblins standing here with us.
Well, the goblins sort of glance at each other. You hear them chattering a bit, and then they look up at you, Fowd, and go, "Why he take hobgoblins things to Miss to Reeve Shire Reeve?"
I don't know what he's talking about, but I will find out.
Okay. Does it mean we have to go now?
Unfortunately, I think you will have to come with us. Sorry.
Okay, we follow. Yes, and you see them both sort of hurriedly drinking down what's left in their cups.
I will cover anything that hasn't been paid for them.
Elias actually sort of gives you a little sort of wave, shakes his head, and goes, "Your first night back. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Have a good night, gentlemen and ladies."
By the way, there's already
Yes,
gold
yes,
on the
when
table.
back.
And you see the goblins chattering again, going, "I lady, but what gentleman?"
Points at Valdir.
Corvus.
Mm-hmm.
As you're sort of heading back down the street towards the Fardo, you sort of walk about 5 minutes or so, and then you hear a light tapping on pavement. Sounds like a cane tip, just being tapped a couple of times from a little alleyway to your right.
I was wondering when this would happen. And he will turn down the hallway, straighten up. He hasn't been drinking that much, actually. He put on a bit of a show.
Nevertheless. And
Good
it's
evening.
not actually a familiar face. It's a familiar style, familiar dress, and you can see the mark of the gentleman on this man's cane. But it's subtly a different fellow. He's got not quite so aged, has a very smartly kept beard, no moustache like the other man, but
Moustache.
yes, dark haired, and looks quite young, around your age, in fact. You're Adelas, yes?
Yes, I am.
We have your first assignment, if you're ready for it.
One thing after another, isn't it? What pray tell needs to be administered.
This is a very easy job, you'll be glad to know. And you see him sort of pull a scroll out of his pocket. It's got a very, very nice ribbon wrapped around it. It's tied off, and he just holds it out to you. All the details are in here.
I'll take the scroll.
But, well,
Hmm.
you need to head somewhere for us. Not a long trip. I'm sure you can
Hey.
excuse yourself from your companions if need be.
Yes.
Have you heard of Roadvale?
Oh, for bloody hell.
Don't like the place?
No, it's actually where we're going.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Well,
Quite.
there's an
like they
orphanage
knew.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid one of the boys in it, he needs to be dealt with.
Interesting.
You
I
know,
assume everything needs to be known in here.
Time to burn an orphanage.
yes, of course. You'll find a sketched portrait of him, what room he stays in, but I hear the little mites like to scatter about in their beds, so you might have to search.
Hmm.
Scheduling, the orphanage matron's name, irrelevant details. It's a child, I'm sure you can kill a child.
I see. Well, we are all made of the same stuff, so.
Exactly. And remember, you're doing good work. Ill portents if this boy is left alive.
What, may I ask? What sort of, I don't want to say network, but is this organization in every city?
We're where we need to be.
And you all keep eyes on whoever is needed to be watched.
Of course.
I see.
How? Well, you must do a few more jobs before you're introduced to that.
I understand that. Regardless, since I am going to Redville with my party, and seems we all have different destinations in that place, we should be able to do what needs to be done.
Good man.
I will have to say though, there are things that I've collected that I want to be utilized, but I don't want to give it to people who can utilize it for whatever gains that they will. Would there be some interest with us? A troll heart, perhaps.
A troll heart?
Trolls. Yes.
Why? What interest would we have in a troll heart?
Well, maybe it's just my own inclinations, but there was some sort of regenerative properties that stemmed from it. And I was thinking maybe that can be utilized in further explorations of medical practices.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Adelas.
Curiosities, that's all.
Just make sure your own work doesn't interfere with ours.
Fair enough.
Right. No, good evening to you. And he smiles, sort of tips his hat a little bit, and then he starts to walk back down the alleyway. And you see him turn a corner. You can hear the tap, tap, tap of his cane. And about 5 seconds after it goes around the corner, that sound stops.
Seems to be of not of interest. Okay. Well, back to the original objective.
And you continue on your way to your Vardo?
Yep.
Okay.
Pockets, note in the inside pocket of his jacket.
Let's see. Cass and Valdir and Carrick. You heading straight? Are you going with them, Carrick?
No, I remember I went over to Amor.
That's right. You're going to more.
Yep.
Cass and Valdir, you're heading straight up to the keep.
Sure, why not? Unless Thaldir wants to stop someplace.
No, I was planning to go to the keep, then do more depending on time. So, yeah, directly to the keep.
Okay. You right, you start making your way up to the keep. You can see sort of Carrick a little ahead of you on the street as he started to head to the church a bit more, but you're basically on the same path. And he sort of dips in there. And you can see a few people actually still streaming in. You can only assume Gifton and Kara are already in there. And you head up past the church. Gifton, when you actually get into the Church of Imor, there are a lot of people sort of taking their places at pews. Still a small temple, so it can't exactly fit a lot of people, but you have to imagine there's about 30 or so in here.
Oh wow, a lot of people.
Yeah, which is a lot for this little place.
Because I'd been here before that, so yeah.
And but you can easily find a place to settle Dingus. It might not be on the actual pew itself, or you could sit on one of the sort of banistery bits at the back of the pew towards the end.
No, we'll just stay out of the way. We're not trying to be.
But Dingus
in the
flapping
way.
in does cause a few little gasps and a little bit of gossip. But you do see Father Stone just sort of smile towards you as Dingus flaps in.
Yeah. Once we're in, we're basically like, I don't care if we're on the ground floor or in the back. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make sure we aren't obstructing anybody. I don't want to be like on the back of a pew and make it so somebody else can't see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll just
We'll
hunker down somewhere and get out of the way.
Yeah, Father Stone's sort of preparing himself behind his little lectern, and you can actually see his young assistant. She's sort of helping a few more elderly people to their seats, and just having a few little words with people as they come in herself. And before long, his sermon starts to begin. Carrick, you come in a tiny little bit after it begins, but it's not exactly a disturbance,
Okay.
You're able to quickly take a seat. And his sermon's nice. It's more focused not on grieving the dead or so right now, but how they're at peace and how they watch us and what we do in our lives with great pride when we do good deeds. About how we can bring them fulfillment even in heaven by continuing to live good lives, that kind of thing. And especially being mindful of your past family and friends, and acting a good person for them. Doing the deeds that they would have done, that kind of thing. RG?
Yes.
Instead of leading you directly back to her place, Marissa seems to be taking you about town now. There's a few little stop-ins at little food stalls that seem to actually be especially operating late at night. You can tell the difference between these as, some of them are wrapping up, trying to get rid of food that hasn't sold in a day, whereas these ones are actually lighting up grills, lighting fires, actually getting prepared for the night. They're far and few between, but they're around. And she sort of grips your hands a little bit and sort of turns to face you, even as she's stepping backwards down the street. And you see a smile on her face that goes, "Okay, I have found something great, and I'd like to share it with you."
Oh.
There's, I mean, ever since the attack, I don't know. It's just life feels worth living more,
I get.
And
Margie gives a actually heartfelt smile.
yeah, and well, there's some like-minded people, just a kind of little club or something, secret little thing. And she grins at you, and you're led down an alleyway after you've purchased a little bite to eat to take with you. And after a few tossings and turns, you come to what looks like to be some sort of cellar doors. But you notice they're sort of slightly cracked open, and you can hear some sort of laughter and a bit of music coming from below.
This seems interesting.
It's great. It's Well, you'll have to see for yourself. And she opens it up and starts to step down and, sort of tugs you down with her. And basically leads you into, it looks like an old cellar, a rather large one. But it's been spruced up. There's some nice fabrics hanging off the walls. You get some candles lit. There seems to be rather nice smells in the air, incense, that kind of thing. A heavy smell of alcohol as well. And you can now very much hear there is music, multiple instruments, some not even playing along to the same tune as each other. And as she leads you into the sort of main section of it, there's quite a few young people in here. They're lounging around, chatting, drinking out of assorted mugs. Nothing's really matches up like it would in a bar. Some people are already passed out, empty bottles held in their hands. You can see scattered people playing instruments, some in corners, chatting with groups as they're playing, some trying to tutor others, and quite a few of them actually sort of raise their glasses to Marissa as she comes in. She gets a few hellos, and she leads you off to meet some people.
RG will follow.
And she takes you over to a little corner, and there are a couple of elves there, one male, one female. They look very, very similar, despite your eye, being elf in itself, can tell the gender difference, but they would probably appear quite androgynous to any other species.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly twins. They've got sort of white hair. Their skin is very, very dark for elven kind. Amongst
RG would know Drow. Like, I'm pretty sure they're Drow out of character, but RG
Okay.
would know Drow, would she?
no, because Drow are not common
No.
over here.
Okay.
Another couple are actually tieflings, quite like Marisa. They're both female. They're both very vibrantly purple. Like,
So
it's
purple.
very, very bright. One's horns sort of curl right up, sort of like nearly doubling the height of her head, where the others curl right down beneath her ears. And they all sort of give you a worried look as she brings you over. But Marissa sort of smiles at them and goes, "This is Argy, my girl I told you about. Say hello, Argy."
RG will give a small hello.
And there's a few sort of mumbled hellos, hi, in reply. And she's already taking a seat, and she's pulling you down to sit beside her. Looks like it's just a crate covered with cushions.
RG will sit down and wait.
And what begins is just idle chatter. She sort of introduces you to them. She doesn't actually give you their names. She just says, I met her here. He's the one that introduced me to this. And already drinks are being handed out. And you get a sort of glass of, looks like it might be wine, sort of pushed towards you.
RG just kind of holding it. So, sorry, I stopped drinking. Problems with it. Long.
Oh, no drink? One of the elves says. He sort of tilts his head a bit. A smoke then, perhaps?
Now I'm trying to keep myself a little bit better off than I was. I had a long time of just family issues, and then finally pulled myself out of it and trying to keep on the up and up.
And you see the elf's twin, she sort of leans herself against the brother and goes, "Nothing. That has to be quite tiring.
It is what it is.
How do you relax then?"
I just sitting and enjoying company.
Well, there's no company greater than ours. And she smiles and knocks her drink back, which was pretty much a full glass. And Marissa sort of leans into you and goes, "Yeah, you'll have a good time, even if you're not drinking. Uh, they sometimes they show off the songs they've made. They read things they've written. It's lovely,
I'm looking forward to it.
and that's how the night continues for you, basically. Um, there's a lot of revelry going on here, but it's something just feels strained about it. Cassie,
Yes.
Valdia,
Yes.
you arrive at the keep. As per usual now, you are let in. Guardsman sort of escorts you directly into the building and goes, Shirey should be getting off work soon, but you should be able to catch him. Does this require his attention?
He would probably like to hear from us,
No.
but he's asleep or terribly busy, I suppose.
Um, he nods his head and sort of gestures you to follow him, and as he turns his back to you, you hear a vague mumble under his breath of "Don't think he ever sleeps," and you're led to the Shirey's office, and the guardsman knocks on the door. There's the usual exchange of "What is it?" It's Lord Forgehammer and Miss Stillshot for you, sir. Let them in, and the door's opened, and yeah, you do see the Shirey there. A little more unkempt than you usually see him. His jacket's actually off. He's in just his shirt. His sleeves are rolled up, and there's a few cups on his desk. But he gives you both a smile and gestures you to come in.
Cast waves.
Oh, well, what can I do for the both of you?
We wanted to discuss our future plans with you, as we promised.
Well, marvellous. You've decided on your course of action then?
Yes. Unfortunately, we're heading to Colthwaite.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not sure anyone else will deal with it unless we do.
Well, if anyone is capable of finding this man, it's you all. Well, can't say I'm not disappointed to have you at Sedura, but at the same time, I think you'll do good work in Colthwaite.
There was a lot of back and forth about going to Satir or Colthwaite.
Well, I appreciate you giving it proper consideration.
If we have the opportunity afterwards, we will try to provide support.
Well, hopefully it won't be needed, but yes, I'll try and keep word for you through those lovely sending stones, yes?
Yes.
Right, grand. I appreciate you coming to see me. It's one less thing to be on my mind. I will say, do be careful in Colthwaite. They don't let things go.
Let things go.
If we caught somebody, well, excuse my language, pissing on the street here, we'd probably give them a little slap on the wrist. A night in the cell, perhaps, if they were disorderly. In Colthwaite, they'd punish you to the full extent they can.
I see. There is something else,
Oh, what is it?
Cassie.
We know of survivors of Tarnstead being held at the border.
Yes,
I was
Buckland's father
wondering
said
if
so.
I figure that the army that's going south is more geared towards hitting the Goliaths back rather than search and rescue. Am I correct?
They tend to go hand in hand. If they find a Goliath encampment and they take it, well, if there are people there, they'll find them. But they're not going to be looking, no.
Is there going to be, or will there be a job posting for that search and rescue? Because we do have information as to the area of the encampment.
I am unaware of any at this moment.
Well,
The rest is not. It's being very cautious with where it sends its valuable assets right now.
well, I was more interested in if there was a mercenary or adventurer bond going to be posted for it.
Again, Brass is being very careful where it sends its valuable assets right now, Venturers included.
He doesn't think the people of Tarnstead are worth the money.
Not in comparison to perhaps needing to muster forces to defend a town, no. If this business goes well, perhaps Tarnstead will be more on the board, but right now, there's still a fake worry.
And if there was a mercenary group that probably wasn't involved in the holding of Sudur.
Well then, Brass would have to find something in its coffers to pay them, and...
That's very thin right now.
No, not particularly.
Well, I would say it would be thin because of the sudden mobilization for that can tax coffers really quick.
It's less about the money. It is more about moving people away from fightable areas. Brass has just moved quite a lot of its armed forces to the western borders. If something does happen on the eastern borders, they need to be able to mobilize and conscript what they can. Adventurers and mercenary groups included. They don't want to send them somewhere to be wasted, and that's not what I think. But why do you bring this up?
Well, since we would naturally be the ones who would be wanting to go down there, and we can't because we're going to be dealing with other situations. I was tempted to leverage contact I have with a group to see if they would be willing to speak to you about.
Would that group
sort of
be
job.
willing to take payments after the fact?
I don't know. I was going to send them a message and let them know there was a job available.
Oh, you know the old adage of better to ask forgiveness and all that nonsense?
Yes.
If you and yours
Unfortunately,
decided to go south and sort all this out, and you rescued the survivors of Tarnstead, and you came back, and nothing bad had happened with our lovely neighbours, then we could probably find something in the coffers for you. But I cannot put a job posting up.
Then I will.
But you
post
don't
what I-
need my permission to contact who you wish and talk.
It's just I didn't want to put you on the spot.
You won't be putting me on the spot. Well, I can't do anything in official capacity. What you do and who you contract is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hate
Then
to
I
be
will
the bearer of unhelpful news, but
It is neither unhelpful nor bad. It's information, and information cannot be either way until it is acted upon or not acted upon.
who is it you're pondering contacting? Do you need the services of Maris? That much I can probably lend you.
If you could do that, I would appreciate it. I was going to contact family.
Family? Your Steel shot, right?
I'm the daughter of Han and Serendipity Steelshod.
1 second. And he actually sits back down at his desk and starts moving papers aside. I'm afraid you might be out of luck there.
Cass just kind of sighs and goes, let me guess, they're going to Siddur.
Yes, the Steelshot Mercenary Company. They're on board the Valiant right now.
Cass is actually biting her lower lip, and you know that look when you really want to just shout something, but you're holding it back?
Mm-hmm.
She's got that look of consternation on her face.
Just think, we could have gone to Siddur.
Cass would be fighting that. Nope.
That's how we could have sold you on Coldway.
If you're interested in talking to your family, we can perhaps still put you in contact, but they're employed.
So they wouldn't be able to do anything.
Well, perhaps they would after securing Siddur. It depends when the attack is.
Which we don't know. We just know there will be.
But if you're just talking about possibilities and when they're done, it wouldn't hurt. No, you would have to wait for them to land. It takes very particular spells and certain link-ups to communicate on and off of these airships. Their engines interfere otherwise.
Well, we'll leave it set for right now. Because if they're already obligated, I'm not going to put that on the table because the timings might be just right for both parties to come available.
Well, if you change your mind, as a silver rank adventurer, you do get a little discount on mage services in official capacity. So if you're in Colthwaite, perhaps you can still make some contact.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a question that I was thinking about because of when we came into town, we were required to hand over our weapons. Because of our rankings, would we still be permitted to hold on to our weapons in another city?
Most of them, yes. There are a few exceptions. The likes of Wilhurst and so on will still require you to hand over your weapons to Colthwaite. Most of the military towns. Colthwaite is odd. If you stand your ground, you are, by the rules of Barast, allowed to keep your weapons. They won't approve, but you are allowed to.
So think before you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you again.
No problem at all. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
I'm sorry we can't be.
Well, regrets for all of us then. You have a good night, the both of you.
You too, Mr. Shireeve. And thank you again.
Of course. And he gives you a sort of little friendly, dismissive wave as you see him actually starting to pack stuff up.
And Cass is going to take the hint and leave.
Yeah, I'll follow out after Cass because it's usually easier for her to get out of a room first.
This cat backs up.
Meep, meep, meep.
Ah, crap, why does it have to be upstairs?
Okay, so let's see. Where are you guys heading after this?
Cass is going to be pacing quite a bit. And no, and stomping a bit.
Cass, wait for us to get out of the keep.
And Cass is going to wait.
Yep, Cass. Now you're out of the keep. You can. No.
Fuck!
Everything all right,
Okay.
Miss Stillshod? The guard at the keep's gate says.
Oh yeah. Fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Leaning over to Valdir. No, it's not.
Everything's fine, thank you.
And the guard sort of nods at you, but keeps watching the both of you.
Let's go a little more isolated.
I'm good. I'm good.
You guys just sort of start walking down the street slowly.
Shit. Would you like to go to the Temple of Orland now?
Yes.
You're going to start heading towards the Temple of Orland.
Great.
Yes.
Thaldir's gonna break a new stained glass window.
Hey, if it's a temple of fighting, they shouldn't have a freaking stained
I
glass
appreciate
window.
the whirlwind adventure you're taking the
Alright.
goblins on.
Okay. Yeah, the goblins were asked to stay outside the keep, but have now rejoined you. Not outside the entire thing, but, basically at the door. Yeah. And they sort of look at each other as they want to, and look at you, Valdir. We coming to temple?
Unfortunately, I think I might have to accompany Miss Steelshod there for the moment.
You go.
Going with you.
You don't need to.
So we need to make sure you leave the dwarf in one piece.
I'm sorry, but our adult figure, Thaldir, has said he's coming with you.
So you start heading towards the Temple of Orlan. Are you going along the dockway or streets?
Whichever is shorter.
Whatever is shorter, you say.
Toby has taken the option I would have chosen.
A little column A, a little column B. You head down the street for a bit and then turn off towards the docks. And it's kind of nice. It's calming, Cass, almost calming the way you can hear the sort of water shifting. You can hear the dock boats rocking a little bit. Not too much work going on here now. You do see a few people on piers sort of casually fishing.
It's nice.
It's nice. So calming. Except it probably
It's
doesn't
like
help.
the sea's going. No, stop. Calm
But,
down.
As you make your way to the temple, you pass House Capet, and the guards on duty there actually give the both of you a little salute.
Waving.
And soon you are at the little temple to Orlan. Its drawbridge is raised. Its windows seem to be shuttered, and the door is closed.
Oh, they're done for the night.
But this is a crisis of faith. You can knock. Right?
Oh, how? How do we get at the drawbridge? How do we get at the doors? The drawbridge is closed.
Throw a rock at it.
Throw a rock at it.
Throw a Thaldir at it.
No, Thaldir
Actually,
doesn't
Does it
throw
have a stained glass window? I have.
It does not.
Good.
It's
Somebody-
a old
What you
fortress,
do
isn't it?
see, Faldi, this is very fortress-like a miniature fortress, but a fortress nonetheless. Even the windows, which currently have iron and wood shutters closed on them, you think if those shutters were open, they would essentially be those little arrow kill slits that are wide on the inside.
Would you say this is a dwarf fortress?
Yes.
Ba-bum.
Fine. I'll get us in.
Underwater.
He's gonna pull out the
Sally,
Dryad Heart Thaumaturgy.
Yes.
can I see the door knocker from where we are?
No, because there's a drawbridge up.
Darn.
It's basically double doored right now.
I heard you like doors. Should we put a door in your door?
Kinky.
Right, what you doing, Faldia?
Trying to confirm. Oh no, that's too quiet. Damn. Alright. There's a drawbridge, a moat around it. It's a fortress. It's in the corner of the map.
Yep.
We can come back tomorrow. I'll be calm.
Nah, wake him up, please. It would be great.
They're probably not even asleep. They're probably brawling.
Suddenly, one of the windows busts out.
Some guy comes flying through.
Oh no, that's a horrible idea. Oh crap.
Are you gonna throw the centaur at it?
Embrace it.
Oh crap, that's a horrible idea. I
Throw-
still have this ball with a wick.
Oh god, that's right. You and I both have still one.
Okay, don't embrace that.
Please don't.
No, So, are you able to throw anything as a weapon?
Yes.
Okay, so throw a horseshoe.
Okay, Cass, take a horseshoe off.
No, I'm
No.
scrap horseshoe. The whole thing.
Are you
Just leave it
saying I
to
should
Cassie.
throw Cass in
Yeah.
some weird discus or shot put situation?
Aim for the windows.
Alright, what's the plan, Faldia?
Is there any sign of anything that would clang loudly?
Give me a perception check.
Usually churches are open all hours.
Yeah, a lot of shutters have metal on them.
Can't.
Yeah,
The drawbridge has a bunch of chain. You can see it sort of peeking out of the little holes that put it up.
Nah, I'm gonna have to go with a shutter. It would make more noise.
Okay. You're gonna try to throw something at a shutter?
I will take out a hammer.
Okay, cool.
Why don't you pick
'Cause-
up a rock and save yourself an item that you're gonna lose into a moat?
No, the hammer's coming out. Come on.
Yep, I'm sorry. Hammer's what I would think of.
Alright, give me an attack roll. Okay, so your hammer goes whoof, across the moat and actually smacks straight into one of the shutters, and you hear a sort of loud clang. And roll me damage, please. And you see the wood crunch. Doesn't completely come apart, but you do see a split run through one of these shutters. And the hammer makes a very, very loud sound on contact, and then even more noise as upon contact it starts to clatter down the walls. This is very fortress-like. There's a lot of sort of outcropping curves and all that kind of jazz, and it keeps thumping its stonework and then thump onto the cobblestone outside the the church itself. Quite out of reach now because it's across the moat, but it made quite the racket. And after a few moments, you can hear a little bit of noise coming from the window you just hit. And you can see what looks like to be a bit of light starting to appear, peeking out ever so slightly, as if someone's just lit a candle. And then the shutters get tossed open. And Cass, it's a little bit of a familiar sight. Lit by candlelight is a familiar dwarven face, although right now it's wearing a very long, sort of drooping down nightcap. And
Fuck.
candle in one hand and a large crossbow in the other. which gets poked out of the window as you see this dwarven face glancing about frantically going, "Who's throwing stuff at... Oi!
I?
What the hell do you think you're doing, girl?"
Nah, I point at Paldir.
She wants to fight.
Not bloody now!
What kind of Temple of Orlan are you?
A tired one! Oh, you wait there. And the shutters get closed angrily. And after about 5 minutes...
Fuck!
there is something the loud noise of chains starting to move, and that drawbridge starts to lower. And
He's so pissed off.
the drawbridge thumps down, seating itself in its little nook. And the temple doors open up, and you see the dwarven priest, still in his nightgown, walking out into the middle of the drawbridge, planting his hands on his hips and staring at the both of you. You wanna fight?
What time is it?
Now it's about probably heading towards 8 p.m. Still not late, but apparently he is not a
Night owl.
night owl at all. And both of you give me perception checks now that he's down here.
Oh. I knew I forgot to do something tonight.
Yay!
Yep, Faldir on point as always.
I crashed
Good job.
my...
Oh,
Perception?
yes.
Fuck me. Right. Yep.
Yay.
He just seems to be scowling at you, and he sort of points at his feet. Come here, girl.
Cass is coming up.
Why are you wanting to fight right now? Is he sort of talking to you?
No. I found out that I'm going to be in very close proximity to my family, who I absolutely do not want to join as part of their company. And they're going to try and force me to join their company once they find out I'm nearby.
And then the static electricity starts arcing off Cassie.
Right. Right.
And actually, yes, they're little zaps.
He looks at the saps, and then he sort of rubs his brow, closes his eyes. Right, you trust me, girl?
Yes.
Right, he holds out his hands. Right, grasp me hands.
I'm going to take his hands.
Before battle, we dance.
Dance.
We dance. It shows our energy, shows our enthusiasm towards our god. And it helps center us. We're gonna dance together.
Cass has just got this dumbfounded look. Okay.
Right, close your eyes.
She closes.
One step to the left. One step to the right.
One step to the right.
You turn, and he starts to sort of lead you in this little... It feels like a waltz, but you can hear his steps. They're very aggressive, like he's stomping each foot down with each movement. You follow
And
him?
he leads you right into the moat.
Yep. That's what
Yep.
I was figuring.
Yep.
And he keeps guiding you, and you can actually sort of... You know, there's a fake sort of energy to it. And the movements get faster and faster and more aggressive until, yes, indeed, your hooves step onto nothing and his hands let go of yours.
And she just stops for a second and goes, betrayal. And then promptly falls into the moat.
And he looks down after you. And Kess, you land in this moat. And for a moment, you're like, oh shit, I gotta swim. Except, this feels very natural. Like the water's almost moving with you. You can feel that sort of sparking of electricity. And it just seems to be interacting very strangely with the water. Like there's almost a charge keeping you afloat. Not on top of the surface, but you can feel yourself moving easy.
Oh, that's really neat. And Cass is actually going to see if she can swim around with it.
Yeah, and you start thinking about swimming, and it's almost you start to move your arms as if you're going to try and swim, and before you've even really gotten to that point, you feel yourself starting to shift forward in the water. And Fowdy, you see this dwarven priest sort of looking down into the water, shaking his head, and then he goes and gets your hammer and brings it over to you.
Rest early for a fight early in the morning.
Now he's closer to you. You can actually see how banged up his face is. He has 2 black eyes, a split lip, and quite a few swollen patches.
He did his praying.
Young upstart priests. Don't think I'll be in charge of this place for much longer.
Us old ones need to keep them in line somehow.
Yeah, and have a bit of fun while doing it, he says, looking down at Cass, even though she's now having the time of her life, apparently, in the water.
And moving much faster than one would expect from something like her.
You got a very odd one there.
The
Yes,
wonders of Centaur.
Ellie,
but she's worth it. Thank you.
Yes, Toby?
at about this point, I would like to have Cass breach the water. Kind of like a flying fish or a whale, just come straight out of the water, just like, woohoo! And then just straight back into the water.
Yeah, you can do that. Cassie. And he chuckles a little bit before giving you another look. I looked into that sword of hers once she left.
Sorry, my internet cut out briefly there.
I looked into that sword of hers once she left.
Nothing but trouble, is it?
Belonged to an angel, apparently.
Of course. Tell me more.
Ain't a lot left about her, unfortunately. Says she was one of the mighty, one of all lands. But her name's gone. All that remains is a symbol. And when I mean the name's gone, I mean there's a spot in the book where it should be.
Dwarves, literal.
Too many angels lately.
Yeah, you're one of that Tarnstead lot as well, right?
Yes.
And you got that great big angel appearing over town, giving the blessings to a good Father Stone and you all.
Father Stone, mostly.
Yeah. Well, the group didn't go unnoticed, though.
Shrug. I don't know the secret mechanic I don't know about.
Well, he sort of crossed you on the shoulder. I don't suppose the priest should be saying this, but yeah, be worried when angels take interest in you. There's lots of stories of them blessing good folk, them going on to do great deeds, and most of them meet their end, sooner or later, at the hands of something foul, or in some great defence. Good way to go. But not for everyone.
Hell, there are worse ways to go, I suppose.
Yeah. I've been run out of your own bloody position by bloody upstart little fuckers who think they fight better than you and take cheap shots. Ugh. Right, looks like she's calmed down. My advice, push her in the water. She gets uppity, push her in the water. You don't have water nearby? Oh no, you'll figure something out.
Push her in the water.
Remember, sometimes it's better to start a fight preemptively and never be afraid of cheap shots.
Don't worry, way ahead of you.
Upstart's going to get his ass kicked before he even wakes up.
Thank you again. And sorry about the shutters.
Oh, that we've had worse. Mostly by our own end. And he offers his hand out to shake. I have a copper shield.
Elder Forge Hammer.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Now, my favourite word is ambush, and I got to go prepare one. If I've been woken up at night, I may as well do it. What's the time?
About 8.
Haven't even been asleep half an hour. Oh, fucking. And he sort of just turns and just starts to walk away grumbling.
Well, he is a dwarf. That's
Yeah.
our central state.
And Cass, you can hear the drawbridge and see it being lifted again soon enough.
Cass kind of pokes her head out of the water. Good night, Father Coppershield.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Since we're on the moat.
Normal night.
It's kind of chilly too, so yeah, have fun with that.
Oh my.
Cut glass, they could.
Actually, I'm putting on my goggles.
Oh,
Oh no.
Cass is
Technically, that's a strength attack too.
Oh.
all right.
Allie,
Yep.
does this moat connect to... I should be able to tell that on the map.
It does not.
Does not connect to the bay?
Nope.
Might connect to the sewer system,
But it's right on the water.
Mm-hmm.
and the sewer system dumps into the bay.
Yeah, you should actually probably be happy it's not connected to the bay. No, it's just got its own independent little moat, and the it's not dug or anything. This actually looks like it was built this way. You can
And
actually
the
see
best part is
stonework on the
that's
inner walls of
probably
this moat.
actually holy water that they've been dumping in there.
It is. It's blessed.
Yeah, but their holy water might just be the sweat from people fighting.
How else are you supposed to bless it?
In fact, Cass, you're sort of swimming around, and it's a good sort of 4 feet from the surface of the water through the top of the moat.
Oh, 4 feet to get to the surface of the ground.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try and do that breach out onto the shore.
All right. Give me an athletics check then.
Okay. Where
On the
am I
right side, Cassie's pretty good at athletics checks.
Yeah.
Yes. Popping that out. Athletics.
Okay. So, Valdir, you hear a sort of splash, and then very, very briefly, you see like the very top of Cassie's head, her ears come up. You can see the top of her head briefly. You can see sort of her hand try to grasp at the top of the moat, and then you hear the scrabbling of hooves and another splash as she slips back down.
Do you need some help there?
Cass is now underwater again. This time she's doing this really quick circle. And then she's going to try it again.
Okay.
Because that was fun.
Right, second time round, you see Cassie emerge, peak quite a bit higher this time. She actually manages to get most of her torso above this lip and get a grasp on with her hands and pull herself, her arms and pull herself out.
Glad I didn't move forward to ask that question.
Yeah.
Valdir, perception check. Yeah, like, I mean, just 10 feet along the moat's wall, you can see, like, vague steps on the outside bit of it.
I'm not going to point that out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She had fun.
Yep.
And that and stairs are really Cassie's enemy.
It's true. It's probably more dangerous to her.
Yeah.
She's really gonna sleep well tonight.
Cass, now you're out of the water, and that sort of adrenaline is starting to fade off slightly. Oh, it's cold.
Wet and cold.
Yes.
Should we
Give
go?
a dog shake at Thaldir.
No, she's going to ring out as she starts walking.
Shall we get you to the lantern light?
Yes.
That's a definite no, Valdir.
Um,
You,
right.
You go
I
to more. I will make my way to the lantern. Like,
All right.
oh, that was fun.
If we're gonna diverge slightly towards House Capet, do
Mhm.
they happen to have torches or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's actually really lit up. The grounds are lit up. The outside gate is lit up.
I'm gonna ask one of the guards. Can I have one of those torches?
He's gonna look at you. He's gonna look at Cass, and he looks at his fellow guard and just sort of nods. Certainly, Lord. And he takes it off of his little sconce and sort of holds it out to you.
Thank you. And I'll hand it over to Cass.
Do you want to come inside, my lord?
Unfortunately, I have somewhere I need to be.
More
Cassie.
thinking about... Yes, Miss Stillshod?
Yes.
Okay. And they sort of have a quick word with the guards inside the gate who open it up. And Cass, you are let in. They don't make a big sort of announcement of you, although they do tell a butler. And,
Basically, they're gonna go dry you off.
yeah, and you're basically just led rather unceremoniously into the more servanty quarters area.
I like to think that the word pass was
Okay.
get the horse blankets.
A little down the hallway, you do hear the butler informing Lord Lucien Calan. Miss Stillshod is here. And you hear a little, oh, and he sort of peeks his head around and starts laughing uproariously at you.
Cass is waving.
Is that Luthien or?
Yeah, that's Lucien.
Yeah.
What on
waving.
earth happened to you?
I picked a fight with Father Coppershield.
The moat. Oh, grand. Oh, do make her a warm drink and get her some towels. Yes. Oh, classic. You hear as he walks off.
He's having the best day.
He is.
Other than the dragon, it's been
Yeah.
pretty good.
No, see, he got rid of the dragon, so it is good.
Yeah.
Well, the dragon wasn't doing the fear effect until you showed up.
And yeah, Cass, you are given some warm cider.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are led basically over to the fireplace to dry off a bit, and some very nice towers are brought in for you. And one of the servant girls who's currently holding towels goes, do you need help, Miss Stillshod?
No. Fine.
She puts the towels down, gives you a little curtsy for leaving you to be.
Thank you.
Right, Valdia. Cassie's taken care of.
I thought it would be a little impolite to try and bring the goblins into the Capet
Yeah,
house
it's a good move.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart move.
So I'm gonna head to the Temple of Amor now.
And the goblins follow very dutifully. They have actually taken to holding each other's hands.
Aww.
Like both of their hands.
Sometimes. If it looks like there are guards about, yes, they grasp each other's hands, both of them.
Well, everyone's always telling them to mind their hands, so
Well, it's well behaved, I guess. Yeah.
Mr. Hammer,
Yes.
you know lots of people.
I know some people, yes.
Do you trade with them?
Haven't yet that much, but maybe soon.
And they seem to chatter between themselves a little bit before Yes goes, how you keep track?
Ask myself that same question sometimes.
You do not know answer.
Luck.
Luck. We are. We lucky.
You certainly are.
Thank you.
For what?
Aww.
For bringing us and give us food and warm.
Of course.
You good leader, much better than Hobbs.
I hope so.
And they sort of both nod and keep following you. Right, you heading to the church a bit more?
Yes, because not yet have they invented ice cream, so I can't just take them out for ice cream after all.
Okay. RG.
Yo.
Are you trying to relax here, or are you just sort of keeping yourself composed?
At this point, keep him going because she's on edge because this just doesn't feel right.
Okay. In that case, give me a perception check, please. And you're passive?
16.
Okay, let me roll something. Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, you still got that same feeling. And there's sort of little bustle going about. A few people seem to be moving to a doorway that opens up, and you can't quite see who they're talking to, but you can see this little crowd of young people are talking to somebody, and then one of them heads through the door, and the door's closed, and the little crowd sort of talks among themselves briefly. You can see some wistful sighs before they start to disperse back to their original groups.
RJ's going to kind of look around again and leave it to Rissa. I think I'm going to actually get back to the group because there's some other stuff we have to figure out for our plans.
Oh, you sure?
Okay. I'm sorry, but, duty calls.
Okay.
And
And
she'll go first.
she sort of leans and gives you a little kiss and goes, "I'm sorry if this wasn't your kind of thing."
Yeah, it's okay. It's not for everybody. And RJ will give a heartfelt smile.
She nods and hugs you tightly. Before she actually gets up and she's going to basically walk you to the door. You said you've got stuff to do. I mean, we can go back to my place if you just don't like it here, but if you're actually busy, I understand.
I just got to figure a couple of things out. If you want, I can meet you back at your place in about half hour, an hour.
Sure, I'd like that. I'll see you back there.
It's fantastic, love. And she'll actually give Marissa a good kiss and a hug.
Yeah, and she holds that for a few moments before giving you a small smile and heading back in.
and Archie's gonna head out to the street and kind of clear air, clear head.
Okay. Once you're out of there, it takes you a few moments. You take a few deep gulps in. The air of this city seems positively fresh and clean after that sort of muggy inside. Didn't quite realize how intense that incense was, how heavy the heat in there was until you were out. But now you're out here, it is very mind clearing.
Archie's going to walk about a block just to get clear, and then pull out her stone that connects with Aldir. They go, "It's Aldir, where are you?"
Is this timing out to...
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. So in that case, I'll pull out the radio and reply back. I'm almost at Landor House, heading towards Moor.
Okay, I'm gonna meet up with you. I've got a couple of questions. You know a bit more about everything else than I do.
Oh, it's one of those nights. I mutter to myself, / also the goblins, I guess.
Yeah.
But
as Fowler sort of releases the little button on his radio, you just hear a vague mutter of it's one of those, and then it cuts off.
I was just gonna sigh and then gonna kind of. She's basically just gonna go down a tight alleyway, do basically climbing up, and basically just going to start parkouring across the roofs like she'd been practicing before.
Okay, heading towards
More, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, A, quicker route, and B, it's her own way of clearing her head by now.
I take it you're not taking risky jumps.
Not risky jumps or anything, just
okay.
Safe jumps, safe things. If she has to hit the ground, she'll hit the ground and go.
Yeah. Alright, I won't make you roll for that then. You can sort of start heading across the rooftops.
Someone down on the street sees you and yells out, "Assassino! Assassino!"
You actually get there a little before Faldir with your obscene fucking speed.
A little?
Yes. Meanwhile, the sermon has started to wrap up, and Father Stone's basically doing his usual, just talking to people on an individual basis. But before long, he makes his way over to you, Gifton, you and Care, and he sort of gives a wave towards Carrick as well, which Carrick you can sort of move over if you so wish.
I will.
It's lovely to see you.
It was a very lovely sermon. I'm so glad I got to catch it.
Thank you. It's frankly, it's been a little strange putting them on so frequently.
Have you been doing them more often?
Yes, trying to be somewhat regular. It sounds a little strange to say, but I hope I won't have to do them too much longer. I'd rather people find their own comfort, you know?
She nods. Carrick wanted to talk to you after. I smile over at Carrick.
Well, you're always welcome, Carrick. Is there something I can help you with?
Maybe. I'm kind of looking at a thing from a couple different angles. Have you had any odd dreams lately?
Odd dreams? I mean, and he looks a little guilty, but I've had a few nightmares, yes. There's a little shaken up still after all this. I've dreamt about the city burning. I've dreamt about angels carrying me away. I've dreamt about many things.
Often frowns.
I'm trying to remember Allie, out of character. She didn't really give me any
indication. No
indication. Okay.
Why do you ask?
Just talking with one of the other. It's one of the sisters in town, and she had asked me if I had any odd dreams lately, and I was seeing if maybe it was tied to those who are closer to the gods, or if it's maybe on a different line.
Strange question. Frankly, I wouldn't regard my dreams as strange considering the circumstances.
Yeah, I think
Which
it's on
sister were you talking to?
Sister Shawl over at Morgani
Oh.
Temple.
I can
I'm
check in with her if you're concerned.
I have a feeling it might be on more of a tie to part of where Morgani is.
Some magical thing?
No, her other part.
Draconic?
Yeah, I'm not sure. She doesn't think she is, but I think it's because me being part. I think it's tied to that. I've got
Why do you
a.
think that?
I'd mentioned my ancestry to her when
Oh,
she
and
asked
that's
why I
what
was
made her tell
there.
you about her nightmares?
That's when she asked me about it.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
If
I'm
that's the case, do you know the jeweler at the Shining Stone?
Yeah, he made my rings.
yes,
And we got the silver
yes.
from him, remember?
Yes.
The holy coin?
Yes, I
He
wasn't
taught
sure
me
if
my
it's Carrick
jewelry work.
himself that went. Oh, okay. Um, Perhaps you might want to ask him.
That was that was my stop after coming here. I just wanted to go both sides because if it was the religious side, I can't help with that. But if it's the other side, I might be able to.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I keep? I'll check in with the sister on occasion just in case.
Okay.
That's awful kind of you, Father Stone.
Don't mention what I mentioned to her. I don't to you. I don't
Of course
think
not.
she wants it coming out. So
It's just a friendly visit from. Well, our churches weren't the most popular in town. We had something in common.
yes, she mentioned that too many come around.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'll be here for Cred Alley. Is it Hev Day? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
One of her Hev Day services. Help her.
I'm sure she'd appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Never know when we'll be in town, though. Look down at Gifton.
What? I don't make decisions. I just
At
tell
this point,
people what to
Faldir,
do.
you will come to the outside and you'll see sort of Ardy perched on a nearby rooftop, keeping an eye out for you.
RG, stop being Daredevil.
I actually probably would have just jumped down and been just like leaned against the wall or brought
Yo.
a parapet halfway up or something.
Loitering like a hooligan.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's our hooligan.
Well, so yeah, you see her outside Church of Moor across the street, watching the sort of people starting to come out.
Oh, wave over at RG.
I'll kind of hop down, walk over. Head up.
Is this something I should find us a room to discuss things in private, or
Not much use.
mildly gesture to the fact that there are two goblins right behind me?
They both wave at you, Argy.
Arjun wave it down with a smile and be like, I'll be honest, I don't think they'd get anything out of it. But here's a second figure. There's a weird gathering of people that Marissa's fallen in with.
Weird how?
Set of elf twins and some other stuff. And there's a lot of incense being burned down there, and they're heavy on offering the drinks or the smokes, and something seems off. Put me on edge just being down there.
Did they appear to do anything that conflicts with the law, or
Not that I could see. There's closed door stuff here and there, but just is there something for that? Like I've never encountered that type of crap myself. They said it just put me on edge the minute I got in there, and that's a thing.
it's not a thing I've really encountered, but I did spend a fair
Got
chunk of
years
my
before.
life up in the forest, yes. So,
Fair. Fair is worth an ask.
what did they talk about?
Valley?
Just general chatter. Creativity, a lot. The dark elf twins themselves seem to be talking about paintings that they were doing. You could hear some really bad poetry being read by a group nearby.
Fell in with beatniks.
Basically.
Talking about art and poetry and stuff, not my bag for things to do, like not my doing.
So they didn't seem to be speaking about anything that seemed like they were planning anything evil.
Didn't seem like it, just like I said, just something felt right. But I don't know, it could just be, I don't know if it's taste for its lifestyle.
My first instinct would be to send somebody else down there who might actually be able to fit in.
Baldir starts scanning the crowd for Carrick.
I think if it was any of our group, honestly, it'd probably kind of set off some warning bells.
Not necessarily. You said Marissa was there.
But she also wasn't one of the people who, stormed the gates or, saved the city.
No, I mean that you decided to go back, give it another try for a bit longer, and brought a friend.
I don't think that'd work for me, man. I'm sorry. I already told her anyways, it's just not my thing. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything bad. Like I said, I was just wondering if you knew anything about that type of crap, because like I said, it's pretty squarely out of my area of expertise. Most of mine is
Faraday
either
gets
making drinks or
flashbacks to his
cracking heads.
Woodstock years, shakes his head.
It's like most of my stuff's just either friggin' making drinks or cracking heads.
It's not really something I've run into, but
Was worth the ask.
I'll ask around.
I did lose 20 years of my life to shrooms in the forest.
20?
Probably.
I feel like that was a low ball.
It's the real reason I fell off that cliff. Ooh, some shrooms.
The temple was mostly sort of cleared now, and in fact, both parties can see each other through the doors.
Oh,
no, they even let them come in.
So, Gift and Carrick, you can see across the street outside the temple, a couple of familiar goblins. Oh, and Faldir and Argy seem to be talking.
Oh, I was really excited to see the goblins.
oh, you can just go say hi to them instead.
No. I'm gonna wave at you guys, but you probably won't notice.
Thank
The
you,
goblins wave
Father.
back.
Yep.
Thank you, Father Stone. I should probably get going to see if he's still around, or if not, I'll catch him tomorrow. Thank you again.
Father Stone, can I ask you something really quick?
Of course.
Carrick's gonna
David?
bow out.
Carrick, as you leave, you see sort of Lana at the door. She's standing there with an offering plate, which she's currently sitting down. She gives you a sort of soft smile.
I'm gonna slide off the mount really quick and okay. Hey Dingus, go get Thaldir. Okay?
Wait, what? Kare says as
Bye.
Dingus bounds off.
Wait, how can you bound suddenly? It hasn't been that long.
Well, it's a wobbly bound, but it's a bound.
It's a jiggling bound.
Yep.
Oh God, it's like Jello.
Yeah.
I think there's an oh Lord, he's coming there.
Yeah. I'm making sure I'm clear of immediate people. Father Stone. I have
Yes.
a question for you, and I'm really not sure on it from any of the books I read.
Mm-hmm.
How is it decided who gets a soul?
The gods decide, I believe. They make us. They breathe life into us, and we continue it. Why do you ask?
She looks like she's really thinking that over for a minute. Fae don't have souls. It's because they don't go to any of the heavens when they die. They go back to the Fae, right?
I'm not fully knowledgeable on it, but yes, I
That's
think
what
Humankind
ours
has your own
say.
system.
That's what ours say. And I've seen when my grandmother passed, there's energy that goes away when we die.
Perhaps the Phalanx are your own kind of heaven.
Maybe. I talked to... You remember the angel that was with Aurel in the cell?
Yes.
I have reason to believe they said I have one. And I am very upset about that.
He's actually going to sit down at the pew and sort of offer a hand down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he brings you up beside him.
Okay.
Is there a reason that upsets you?
Well, then I won't go where everyone else goes.
You're worried about not reuniting with your family?
Yeah. And also, she kind of makes a face. I've read a lot of the books and we're really not great creatures, so I don't think anybody's letting us in. And I don't want to go to hell.
Well, let's see. In our scriptures, the souls that don't
Do you
quite
think I'm
deserve...
gonna go to hell?
I don't think you're going to go to hell. The souls that don't quite deserve heaven, they don't go to hell. Only bad people go to hell, Gifton. They get reincarnated. They are reborn
Some
into
of these
the world.
pamphlets are very confusing.
You have to understand a lot of these scriptures, they're written by people, Gifton. From words heard from prophets and angels, but interpreted by us nonetheless.
Okay.
Not everything is literal.
Okay.
Faith isn't easy. It takes us a long time to decipher our own meaning from these words.
She nods.
Now, as to you having a soul, I don't know. Do you believe this angel?
Yeah.
The one that was with Father Aurel?
I don't think they were working together. He was just watching him.
Oh, I don't know why an angel would have any reason to lie about such a thing. I don't know if they can. So if you have a soul, perhaps Feykind do have souls. Maybe your souls simply go to the Feyworld.
Maybe. Anyway, thank you. I just wanted to talk about it with somebody because I tried to talk about it with the people in the party, but they don't seem to care much about that sort of thing, and they're just kind of like, you have it or you don't, and it's scary.
If it helps, I don't believe the gods would keep someone as kind and brave as you away from their loved ones as their eternal reward.
Aw. You think Imor will make sure I get to where I need to go?
I'm quite certain that Imhor would look out for someone like you.
Oh, thank you, Father Stone. I hope I'm in town for your next sermon. I hope you don't have to do them too much more though. As much often, I mean, like you get to do them more comfortably.
Well, whatever is required of me, but it was very nice to see you amongst my flock.
Always, you're my first church.
How? I do hope your favourite.
Uh-huh.
Marvellous. It lightens
mean-
my heart to hear that.
I mean, one of the other churches we didn't bring to the ground. So hopefully this is her favorite.
Well, alright, I gotta get going. I think I'm supposed to go talk to Father Turner, because Faldir apparently told Father Turner I'm gonna go see him today.
Well, let me escort you out, and he offers out his hand.
Alright. I'll take
And
that.
he's actually going to carry you out to the group. And
Yep.
you can see Dingus is sort of meeping up at Faldir while Kate is actually trying to sort of pull on Dingus's reins. Like, no, back in, Dingus. And he'll set you down near Dingus. And he's RG and Faldir. He gives you both a smile. Goes, it's nice to see you as well, my friends.
How's it going? Getting used to that?
I don't know if I'll ever be used to it, but it's becoming familiar enough.
I think it helps with if the thing you're riding likes you. I don't think Dingus particularly likes you.
Are you talking to Father Stone or are you talking to Care? I got confused.
Yeah, so
Oh, I thought we were talking
Father
to Kara.
Stone came up and said, "Oh,
you're
it's
talking
talking
to
to you."
Well, if you're dressing Care with that, Care will go, nope.
Dingus, sit.
And
I'm sorry.
Dingus sits, and Care starts to slide backwards.
You gotta have a better grip, boy.
Well, if he listened, maybe it would be easier. And
got
you just see him
stirrups for your
get
feet.
off
Put
in
your feet in them.
frustration.
Got stirrups for your feet. Put your feet.
I didn't have a chance to. Somebody, and he says, looking at you, not naming my wife in this, but somebody sent him out here.
If you're gonna be a rider, you need rider instincts.
Trial by fire. That's how she learned.
Sudden betrayal is part of it. You haven't really lived until you've been dangling by a rope off Dingus because you don't have a saddle. I think we're gonna try
That
you
happened.
bareback next.
Here's the point that happened.
Sounds like you're all having a marvellous
Couple times.
adventure and just existing. It's good to see you, Forge Hammer. Miss Fowl.
Hello.
Father, sorry we weren't able to make the service.
Busy lives, I know.
Clap.
Hoped you did it extra loud.
I leave Miss Brockgren in the care of you fine fellows and ladies. He gives you a nod, Ardy.
I'm going to bow at Father Stone as he leaves.
And he heads back in, and you see him just sort of starting to tidy up with Lana.
I was going to say when
You're going to catch him?
when Gifton said she was going to talk to him, I was going to, when Lana gave, I was going to kind of do small talk for a little bit.
You start doing a little small talk with her. She's still not incredibly chatty. She's not mute. She does respond, but she doesn't really volunteer a lot.
Yeah.
But you're being social.
But she seems to appreciate you talking to her nonetheless.
And I'm going to excuse myself from the group unless someone stops me.
How's it go with the capes?
I haven't been there yet.
Oh,
I'm going tomorrow at the beginning of the day.
tomorrow? Okay.
Corvus,
Hmm.
you were picking up the Hobgoblin stuff from the Fardo.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you're able to get hold of it and start making your way back along the street. What are you carrying this stuff in?
Let's see. He has. He has his haversack.
Okay, just throw it in your haversack, and
Yeah.
you start heading that along.
Yeah.
As you're sort of walking down the street, you go past House Terrace, and you can actually see a small gathering outside the Treasure Room. More your companions seem to be talking amongst themselves. Although Carrick is now seeming to split away from the group.
Guten Abend, everybody.
Hi.
Hope the service was good. Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. I'm taking some stuff up to the keep to maybe acquisition some more funds for us.
Oh, okay. Do you need any help? Are you okay?
I think I'll be all right.
You want somebody to make sure that the Shire Eve doesn't rough you up?
Nah, if I think we're on terms.
Don't know what terms, but terms.
Are you selling supplies or something?
No, the braids that the hobgoblins had are notable worth to mercenary companies. They can trade them in to sell and whatnot.
Oh,
Bounty is
okay.
the word you're looking for.
Bounties, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, be careful, Corvus. Watch out.
I am sure I will be fine.
It's getting late.
Mm. Anything else? If not, I'll just meet you all back at Lantern Night, I suppose.
Well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna probably start heading back. Salazar, do we really want to wait till tomorrow to talk to the Capays?
Well, Cassie is there right now.
Cassie said the Capays? You sent Cassie to negotiate?
Well, it was on the way, and she was very cold after swimming in the boat, so they let her
You
go
sent a
inside to
drudge?
warm up.
Corvus
Archie,
is
what's up, Ray?
continuing.
Don't look at me. I wasn't here.
Corvus is
Continue
continuing
on
his
to the keep.
walk. Yeah, it's just like, nah.
Gibson has both hands over her face right now. It's just going. She has a temper and a sword that's telling her to kill things, and you left her unsupervised in the house of the noble?
She seemed in much better spirits at the time, albeit somewhat damp and cold. I gave her a torch, and then they let her inside.
Gifted, she's going to burn down the whole house.
The last time she had a torch just flashing in Gifton's mind, she burned that church.
Meanwhile, back at the Capet house, the fires have started. No, Cass, you're sort of warming up by the fire when you hear a few footsteps coming in behind you. And if you turn your head, you see Callan Capet, not in his usual ties, wearing a sort of nightgown now. Still sensibly clothed, but more casual, more relaxed. Seems to be
Cass is
holding a
going to
mug.
wave.
And he smiles and raises his mug to you and says, Lucian told me you were here. Little mishap at the church.
Yeah. But it was interesting.
Yes, they are an interesting lot.
Oh, yeah. We're a bunch of personalities. It's great.
Well, no need to stand here. Would you like to join me in the study? Got a nice fire going.
Sure.
And
Cass is going to walk very softly.
And he'll lead you along into his sort of personal study, which it's lots of shelves with books. This is the larger room. He takes a seat in a chair and he sort of gestures to a few pillows on chairs and goes, "Make yourself comfortable."
I think Cass is going to do the horse lie down.
Mm-hmm.
Tuck her legs underneath her. Still got the blanket. Still warming up.
Yeah.
Still drinking her drink.
So, What brought you to the church?
I I was starting to have something of a panic attack, and Thalder came up with the bright idea for me to fight Father Coppershield. But apparently he went to bed really early, and Thaldir woke him up, and he wasn't happy, and then he was going to teach me how to do a dwarven battle dance, and then pitched me into the moat.
Sounds about right.
And then I learned that I swim really well.
Oh, I'm glad you discovered that. Wouldn't want the opposite.
Yeah, I didn't know I could swim without moving.
Without moving.
It's just kind of like I thought I wanted to go here, and well, the water took me there. Really weird.
I mean, no
didn't
offense,
too.
but that seems to be what surrounds you and your group.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But weirdness, it abounds.
I don't suppose you've all had a chance to give consideration to the matter we were discussing earlier.
Um, we were speaking. There was a lot of consideration, I guess it would be, and we took a vote and we came to a consensus, and we are, to the best of my knowledge, are going to Colthwaite.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Though I will be honest with you, Mr. Capet, I was pushing for Sadir, but now that I've learned what's going on in Sadir, I want nothing to do with it.
What the
Oh, it's nothing to do with the fight that's going to happen.
I was going to say that doesn't seem like you.
It's the other fight that would happen. And she's just smiling. Not something I want to be part of. Family. Just family things.
Ah, I can understand that. Oh, I cannot wait.
Family wants you to be part of the business. You want no part of it, and then somehow you end up becoming part of the business that the family's in without ever realizing it.
Yes, I fully understand. Well, whatever this nonsense visitor was, I'm glad you're heading to Colthwaite nonetheless. Of course, I will lend full aid with this.
Though I honestly believe that Thaldir or Gifton would be the best ones to talk to. They have better heads on their shoulders than me. I just work wood and beat people within an inch of their life with sword and lightning.
Don't doubt yourself. You're well spoken. You seem to have yourself together, apart from diving into moats. And he smiles softly.
There's an old saying. Some people are rough around the edges. I'm serrated.
Well, you know how to keep your composure here, at least. Well, I will have a word with Lord Forgehammer and Miss Botkin tomorrow then. I suppose I could make... Where are you all staying? Lantern Light, right?
I think they're up at the Lantern Light. I think Thaldir was going to the service over at Father Stone's temple. So I don't know where they are at the moment. He kind of dropped me off here because I was essentially turning into a centaur sickle.
Yes. Well, I'd offer you a carriage ride back, but I don't think
silly.
I don't
It's
think
insensitive.
I don't think you'd fit.
It's insensitive to ask her to pull it.
Cass is just going, I'm definitely not pulling it.
Well,
and she smiles at that. but I do appreciate the offer. But I will respectfully decline as I can. She poked one of her hooves out. I can hoof it.
Well, would you like an escort back? I can send some of my men.
No, no, I think I would be fine. I don't want to impe- impinge on your hospitality. I'm grateful as it is for you and your and your household, your family, for allowing me to come in and warm up.
Well, you're quite welcome. Can't leave you freezing out there. Take your time, enjoy your drink, and well, when you see Mr. Forchhammer or Miss Brockben, please do tell them they are welcome to pop in any time tonight. If not, I shall see them in the morning. I hope.
All right. Again, Mr. Lord Capet, I thank you. I do appreciate it for everything that you have done for us.
Yeah, he smiles and nods, and he stands up. If you'll excuse me, Miss Stillshot.
She waves.
And
You have a wonderful night if I don't see you again, and thank you again.
Of course, you as well. And he leaves you there by the fire. And then the room explodes.
All of a sudden, it's
Lightning and
Jax
death.
Landor.
Yes.
Bitches, you thought lightning can finish me? No.
Corvus,
No.
when you get up to the keep, you're led on in. You are actually led to the basically, the scribe's desk, and you see sort of Scribe Price is sitting there. Just she looks quite tired, but she glances up when you come in and goes, "Mr. Adelas."
Guten Abend. Unless there's no need to let the sheriff know, but during our last trip up north, we ran into some hobgoblins and the like. You may have noticed the goblins that we've been carrying around.
Ah, yes.
And from what I know is that the ears and the braids are sometimes of some financial worth. And I was wanting to turn those into you.
Well, yes, there is an outstanding bounty. How many of each do you have?
I have 3 hobgoblin ears and 2 braids.
And I am imagining the braids go with some of those ears.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Right. Okay. And she actually just pulls out a sheet of paper and sets it down and sort of waves at it. If you set them on there,
And lays them all out.
she sort of leans over, takes a look at them with a little bit of a grimace before she takes out a key and unlocks one of the drawers behind the desk, and she starts counting out some coin. Right. Here are 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
No, there is something that was there, and it seems like not to be put to waste. That the animals take it and all.
Yes. If you do happen to kill any more of these beasts, well, feel free to bring them in.
Of course.
Anything else, Mr. Adderless?
Nope. That is it.
Good night to you then.
Good and up to you too.
And you see her starting to actually, she pulls out another little book and starts to mark off stuff. It looks kind of like a ledger. Oh, you assume it's probably expenses paid out. And you are free to leave.
Okie dokie.
She'd be done with you.
Everyone's done at that point. Everyone's waiting to get home.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone else have anything they want to do tonight?
Yes.
What is it? What do you want?
I was gonna go check out the jeweler's
Jewelers?
store, see if
Okay.
it's still open.
You head over that way, and you get out there, and unfortunately, no, it is actually closed at this point. the lights are dimmed. They're still, you can still what looks like to be faint candlelight in one of the upper story windows, but it's nothing bright.
Another one for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to the lantern light and
Okay. What about everyone else?
Cass is going to wait a polite couple minutes, and then she's going to make her exit.
Okay.
And
One
head
of the
back to the lantern light.
ladies in waiting accompanies you to the door and curtsies as you leave, and
Thank you.
you're seen out by the guards, and you make your way back to
She
the lantern
waves.
light.
And she's going to and Cass is going to make her way to the lantern light.
Okay. What about the rest of the group?
Lantern light.
Lantern light.
Corvus.
I'm going to head towards the lantern light, but I might swing by the Temple of Talon on the way since it's on the main street.
Okay.
Or just going to Marissa's.
You're heading to Marissa's. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Falia?
I will also head toward the lantern light, but before RG splits off from their group, I'll just try to quietly add. I'll look into it. If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
1 second. Sorry about this. Dogs are going.
Actually, Hatdan, you're going to go to the Talon Church tomorrow, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, why don't I just wait and do that the next day? That makes more sense. We'll just all go back to lantern light.
And then Carrick will go to
Capet.
Capet at the same time.
Yeah.
Guess we might be leaving a day or at least several hours later than expected.
Yeah. I was expecting us to get them set so they could make arrangements earlier.
Hmm.
But I guess we're not like trying to chase a invasion force.
Sure.
I want to open that link you posted, Hatdan, but I can't.
You can't?
No, because I'm doing the backup recording right now, and if I do that, it'll play the recording. I'm pretty sure that's got to be, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. This is my favorite place on the Citadel.
Yes.
Pretty
it
much,
is.
yeah.
See, I said blah, blah, blah because I can never remember Shepard's name.
But you just remembered
Shepherd.
Shepard's name.
Shepherd. Shepherd.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Yep. I'm Giffen Brockgren, and this is my favorite church in Doltwood. No, it's my favorite church all time.
Well, that's because you haven't seen a lot of them.
Well, I like it because it's small, And when things got hard and scary and bad, the nice priest there came and helped us.
Yeah.
It definitely earned some brownie points.
Oh.
Well, in that case, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to bail on the rest of the session.
I'm proud. Proud as I am to be a Sam.
That's something to be proud of.
Boop. Finn was
Are they
spooked
okay?
by a basket of clothes falling over.
Oh,
Probably
Understandable.
knocked over.
That is a terrifying thing.
Yes. Right. Okay. What were you saying, Feldia?
I was just going to say to RG right before she split off from the rest of the group. Yeah, I'll look into it, and if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Okay. And then
And
where are you heading?
I'm just heading straight to the Lantern Light. I'm gonna skip to Lantra tonight.
Okay.
It's late.
Okay. Right. So, you'll start to either head towards the Lantern Light to turn in, or head towards your beloved girlfriend's home to hopefully turn in. Tacky. Yeah, and yeah, you get there. RG and Mercer is waiting for you, and she seems pretty happy to actually just settle down for the night with you. Doesn't seem too bothered about being pulled away from that place.
They're just sitting curls up.
Yeah. Once back to the Lantern Light, yep, the rooms were sorted. You do, in fact, have bottom floor rooms. Seems whoever was in them has been moved. That little extra gold looks like it did the
I'm
trick.
really excited about the fact that there's not stairs involved, so I'm gonna pay my gold piece for me and Kara to stay in there.
Okay.
I already paid.
No, you paid for you and the goblins, I thought. And you also did not pay for me and Kara because you were hoping we were gonna stay outside. But I'm paying for us to be inside, even though we're gonna stay outside.
You'll sort of arrive there together because a lot of you are heading together.
Yeah.
The man taking your money is like, the room is paid for if you're staying in the same room.
Oh, okay. I thought it was per person.
No, it's just for the rooms.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No worries, I'd happily take the extra money. He chuckles as he hands it back to you.
I'll nudge the gold back and go. How about a round on me?
Well, that's very generous of you. And you actually do hear a few people near you sort of like going, hey, raising their glasses.
I don't even know who the hell just gave us money. I think I'm too drunk.
Yeah.
What is that going on over there?
Suddenly the small little Fae just buys
Yeah.
everyone drinks and no one realizes
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Truly the champion of the little people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're able to get yourself settled in. Is there anything you want to discuss before we go to the bedtime things?
Cass is going to mention that she has informed Callan Capet of our decision, but did not discuss any negotiations with him.
Oh, how'd that go?
I told him that wasn't my place to negotiate, and that either you or Thelder would probably be by to talk.
No. We're sending Garrick.
Okay.
If-
Mr. Capet didn't seem too off-put by it. I think he respected the fact that I wasn't going to go making random decisions.
Oh, Cassie, can I look at your sword really quick? Could you lay it out on the bed? You can hold it. That's okay, but I want you to lay it down where I can look at it.
I'm putting it on the bed, leaving it in the sheath, and keeping my hand on top of
No,
the sheath.
out of the sheath. Hold the hilt. Out of the
I-
sheath. Hold the hilt.
Are you
Tell
sure?
your sword what I'm doing.
It knows what you're doing. But it's been quiet,
Treat
so
it
I'm
is your friend. I hold my bow up. Talk to it like a friend. I go, hi, Bo. We've been through some stuff.
I'm looking
See,
at
I
the
talk to my Bo all the time. Bo has to sit through all the story times I do every night. So,
They call me bad.
I'm putting the sword on the bed. I'm holding the hilt.
all right. Now,
But-
sword, I'm not going to touch you. I'm going to look at you with magic-y stuff. Is sword okay?
Sword has been quiet.
Yep, sword is quiet.
Alright. Well, we're doing two things. Divine sense. Is it evil?
Okay. Now, I's going to be a little bit of a mean DM here, but I
Huh?
need you to actually roll me an investigation check with that as well.
Alright. In that case, goodbye inspiration.
Okay.
Bye.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration on this. It didn't really matter, but yeah.
Okay, so, you do your Divine Sense, and you've cast your Divine Sense around Cass before, and you've never gotten any sort of ping.
Mhm.
However, now that you're sort of paying attention to sort of while you're doing it, you can see this sort of vague waver, as if like your little sensey ping is being disrupted, bent around it almost, and you're able to focus a little bit more on that spot and
There's
push it
an
in,
absence of noise.
and
I thought that was
suddenly
just because she was a centaur.
it almost seems bright. It's like all those little celestial pings you felt before, but it seems
Oh.
sickly, twisted.
Gifton's face is gonna slowly turn. And she's gonna bite her bottom lip, and then I'm going to cast another spell that I have prepared. Because I do have this prepared.
Purge the evil.
Detect magic, and I'm concentrating to try and get anything I can out of it.
As Cass now lights up like a Christmas tree.
Right. So, oh yeah, definitely magic. It's magical.
Oh yeah.
It's very magical.
Yeah.
There isn't any school associated with it, apart from the fact that this feels defined, but it feels almost desecrated.
Oh, you poor thing. And I'm gonna reach over and kind of lightly try and touch the blade.
Hissing.
Pat?
As she reaches towards it, Cass, you feel almost like anxiety in the back of your mind. And you feel your grip on the blade tighten, but you don't move your arm.
I'm just whispering, calm down. Calm down.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna pat, not doing anything. And just doing, Cassie, your poor sword. Cassie. As she frowns and goes, your sword hurts.
Cass,
Hmm.
make me a wisdom save.
Oh, Peachy. I am using my inspiration.
Okay. Alright. Your arm lurches suddenly, and for a brief moment you fear that you're about to swing towards Gifton. However, all you do is you move your arm in a swift motion and resheath the blade, and you feel yourself angling your body slightly, as if to keep it away from Gifton. And that feeling of anxiety and confusion intensifies.
I'm gonna frown and go, Cassie, it's hurt.
That wasn't me.
No, but Cassie, it's hurt. The poor thing. It's hurt. I can see it, and it's like it's poor little light. It's so. Oh, poor thing. It's definitely Angel. I don't know if you heard anything else, but that's definitely divine. She frowns.
I do not want her pity. I do not want association with the angel.
What angel?
She called me an... I refused to be marked with that word. Not like him.
And Cass is talking out loud. You were an angel,
I
but
am
not
no,
like him.
I am no such thing. I cannot be any such thing. Tell the child to save her pity. I am stronger as I am. We are stronger
She is
together.
Cass, are you okay?
Cass's brow is furrowing.
Did I upset it? Was it? Oh, it's because I'm not. She makes a face. I shouldn't have touched it. I'm so sorry.
No,
tell it.
no,
Tell it.
no.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't have touched it.
Gifton, stop, please.
We're not clean.
Corvus is standing by the door with his hand up, paired to Nox, like,
Look,
No,
it has.
no, no.
It has.
She's angry right now. She's being petulant.
Well, I mean,
Petulant. Petulant.
Yes,
you can't say
petulant.
that. That's.
You are being very, very, very. She's being kind to you more so than I would be.
Kindness is
Right now.
weakness. Kindness leaves us open to pain. Kindness is folly. I am none
Kindness gives you more power over that which you cannot control, because you will have people beside you who can help you. You
Chief.
want me to help you? Guess what? You just happen to get one of the kindest people on this world. So you're going to have to deal with kindness, or we're going to have a
Oh, no.
very bad time.
Do you think your kindness
Oh,
is stronger
sword
than my
of-
pain?
Oh, sword mine,
Cassie-
we're going to have a long talk.
Cass,
But for right
Cassie,
now, I
Cassie,
want
don't
you to
be-
go to
don't
sleep.
be mad at the sword.
Another wisdom save, Cass.
Cassie, don't be mad at the sword.
I can't do a wisdom check. Got it. Dang it.
Oh, wisdom is not your stat.
Right. You feel yourself drawing the blade again. And leveling it directly at Gifton.
I am going to force it back into the sheath.
You try to. And you feel your hand sort of quaking, holding the blade in that spot.
Gibson's gonna set her jaw and slowly draw her own blade. We take it outside. I can't hear you, but you're in there. We fight outside.
She thinks this is about her, but this is about us, O world of mine.
Stop it with that.
Is your kindness stronger than my pain?
I don't know what your pain is, but for right now, you need to stop.
Then force me to stop, O world of mine.
Fuck. This is not a good night for me.
I think I'm about to get run through.
I fought.
Allie?
I fought not. Yes, Topes?
This has pissed Cass off.
Okay.
Oh no,
Cass is-
don't. That's
Cass-
not good.
Cass is going. Is
oh no.
angry. And
Not
she's-
lightning in that. Not lightning in the building, please.
Oh no, she's not lightning. She doesn't have a target.
Okay.
I have to choose to do that, but she is basically using her anger to override her willpower and shove the blade into its sheath and tie it in and slide it away for the time being.
If you want to expend one of your rage charges, I will allow another reroll, but at disadvantage.
Fuck.
Another wisdom save, but it will be at disadvantage.
It's the only thing I can do. Because otherwise this is going to go very ugly very quickly.
Okay.
Mother...
So, you hear, I fought not. And for a moment, you feel the sort of crackle of electricity running up your arm, and then your hand just opens, and the blade clatters to the floor, right in front of you, Gifton.
Ah!
And there is silence in your mind.
I was going to give gold to everybody. So I'm purposely
Are you
at
like
the
holding
door.
like 2 gold pieces and you're like,
When Gifton gives out the little screech, you will hear behind the door, Shilligan, is everything all right?
oh, I don't know. I'm very worried about this, and I'm just. I'm not smart enough to not do this. 10 points.
Cass's
10 points to lay on hands into the sword. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna try to make it feel better. It's not a person, but I don't know any better. I just know it's hurt.
I hadn't thought about this possibility.
Oh, sorry.
But Allie,
Shoving HP at it.
Yes, Marcus.
I saw the last thing. Can't be used on constructs.
Oh, yeah.
Of the
It's
sword
not-
Probably won't do
is,
anything.
yeah.
It's not entirely a construct. Okay, I will account for this. Gifton, for a brief moment as you touch this blade, you do fear that same confusion and anxiety and anger and just...
And I'm just gonna try and communicate one thing. Forgiveness.
And there is a brief swelling of anger, and
Yeah.
you take 5 points of lightning damage
That's
as the
fine.
blade
I'll take that.
sparks.
Yep, that's fine.
But this anger felt almost indignant, as if, how fucking dare you, you don't understand, is the feeling you got.
And I don't. So, I don't. And I'm just gonna kind of look apologetically and go, I won't mess with it anymore, Cass. I don't think it likes me. So, Hi, Corvus. I shouldn't have done that, so I'm not doing that no more. So
He's still behind the door. You haven't opened the door. He's not
I
being-
want both of you to have to make me an insight check. Cass, you can do it with advantage.
insight. Okay.
Very nice. Okay.
Nope.
Gifton, it was far too brief, and the emotions all came at once, and then you were sapped.
yeah.
Cass, now that you've released the blade, you're left digesting those feelings you were getting from the sword, and everything, all that anxiety, all that fear, all that anger, every attempt to fight against you, it felt almost fearful of what was happening, and then there was that slight tinge of hope that was broken when you were unable to get control over it.
Okay. Well, Cass is going to scoop it up into its sheath and tie it down and set it aside for the rest of the night.
Cassie, whatever they did to that, it's torture. No wonder it's so mad.
We'll leave her here for right now. Let's step outside.
Don't
I need
turn her.
I need to ground. I need to ground.
Okay.
And she's scooting outside.
My hair's
real
all
quick.
Corvus, the door opens, and Cass starts to push past you.
Corvus,
with a
I
tiny
got
little
struck
zip,
with
zap.
I got struck with lightning.
Oh, what happened?
Cassie's sword doesn't like me.
Oh, did sound like an awkward conversation.
Yeah. So how you doing? How'd it go at the keep?
Pleasant. I just talked to the scribe.
Oh, Scribe Price? She's really
Yes,
nice.
Price. Probably end of her shift, but I was just gonna give you Cass and Archie gold pieces for the hobgoblins.
Oh,
Um,
you can keep mine.
You sure?
Yeah.
You did a lot of work, you know.
She furrows her brow for a second. Are you thinking of the same fight I did?
Some might say you killed all of the people.
I think everyone fell asleep, and I barely did anything.
Yes.
Oh no, it's the college humor Batman. Shh, you're sleeping.
The sleeping.
But yeah, no, I'd actually prefer not to be involved in any cash payout from that, if that's all right with you. Thank you.
Okay. But for Cass and Archie, when they return then.
Yeah.
You said 2 gold on the table.
In the
their
boys' room, Carrick and Faldir. You can see Dingus and Care sort of sitting there, and Care's slowly starting to frown. And then he looks around the room, he looks at the both of you and goes, "Wait, no, I'm gonna go be with my wife."
Yeah, I'm not really sure why you came in here either.
Meep.
But
Well, we know why you did. Carrick's probably got some food somewhere in his bag.
Meep.
Dingus's head perks up.
I have the ability to things to cook food in there. I don't have carry food in my bags. Well, besides rations.
Dingus looks briefly disappointed, and then you get a series of images flashing through your mind, Carrick, of platinum piece, gold pieces, silver pieces, not platinum pieces. Platinum pieces, lots of food. Want platinum piece? Give food.
Oh my god.
Who taught him capitalism?
I think you may have had
Stefan?
enough for the night. I think it's time to sleep.
Dingus lets out a grumpy meep and starts to head out, as does Care.
at this, Corvus would be reaching in his side satchels like, I was trying to do something for your size. Medical treatments are a bit big for you, but he gives her a little vial. You can put some of that on the burn if you want.
Oh, thanks. No, I'll probably this will be okay. I think it'll go away overnight. It's just a little bit of a frazzle. Oh,
What happened to your hair?
I did something exciting.
She
Something's
rubbed
exciting here.
her feet against the carpet.
Care looks
Yeah,
down warily.
Also gives a knowing nod, like, yes, that is a problem we encountered.
Yes, we have killed entire homes of yeah. All right, well, we should probably go sleep in the Vardo, huh?
Yeah. Tally ho, Dingus. Dingus gives him a very unamused look.
I think he's gonna have a harder time coming in to the Vardo without help. We have the trap door for us.
Yes.
Dingus, why don't you stay with Care, and in the morning he can make sure you get breakfast, okay? You can have big breakfast.
Do you mean
Carrick?
Carrick?
Carrick,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, Carrick, sorry. So you can have Carrick make you big breakfast, okay?
Dingus bobs his head rapidly.
With eggs.
And then you get a
And
long
sausage.
lick along your face
Ah!
before he happily trots off back towards
I'm gonna,
Carrick.
I'm gonna hug him on the snout really quick and give him a
Yeah.
kiss on the forehead. He's my boy.
And as he moves past Care, you can see he shifts his hips ever so slightly just to nudge Care.
Let you see that?
Ah.
Mine.
Right, let's go turn in then.
Yeah, I think when we get a girl one, he might settle down a little bit.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Then all the little meeps start.
Okay, so
Oh,
everyone starts to settle in.
finally.
Finally, yes.
At least you're trying to get us to go to bed for hours.
You'll settle into your beds, start to drift off at your various rates. RG, a little less restful of a night, but thankfully you're an elf and only need 4 hours of meditation. And it's a peaceful night. You all sort of rest in a nice, lovely manner, having your various dreams. Carrick,
Yes.
in your dream, you feel like you are floating. Your body weightless, suspended in nothing, surrounded by darkness dotted with twinkling lights. You feel yourself turning and coming to view as you do. You see it, that big, beautiful orb that you know is your home, your world, Okria. You even make out the shape of land masses on it. You're pretty sure that's Barast right there. Despite it being so far away as to make it look as if you could hold it in your arms, you feel peace gazing upon it, and the twinkling stars around you. As you look to one of those little dots of twinkling light, it winks out of existence, as if smothered by something you cannot see. And you wake up in the morning, that dream still running through your mind. And that's where we're going to end the session.
My God, natural entropy.
Now the heat of the universe!
Oh,
That answers one curiosity.
Oh?
If I didn't have, if nothing came up, his attempt tomorrow was to go without the ring at night. See if the ring was keeping
Him safe.
whatever is happening away or not.
Mhm.
So,
Alright, okay. Everyone, you with the bonus for your wonderful alley trivia game. Everybody take 1,500 XP for the night.
Do you want to do it in session or out session? Corvus reading the note.
We'll handle it at the beginning of the next session.
Okay. Because he was going to do that at the night when everyone settles down.
Okay.
Oh, Allie,
Yes.
is there anything
Yeah.
for me to read on those scriptures that Cass was given?
It's very basic. Orland Vitae, yeah, go.
Don't forget
It's the
your
general
moats.
church spiel.
Okay.
But at the very end, don't forget your moat.
don't
Cass was
forget
having
your
a great
Ovaltine.
night.
Then that dastardly sword had to ruin it.
Yeah.
Pissed
but-
off the sword.
I shouldn't have touched the sword. I should have just let that one go. Sorry.
No.
how you played it in character.
Don't worry.
It also gave Cass something that she needed, but now I have to figure out how to get my will save up.
Get more wisdom.
Yeah, become
Eat.
wise.
Eat an owl.
Take.
Do you have proficiency with it?
No.
It's barbarian. They don't get it.
Yeah, but they can.
So,
defeat.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah, but that's giving up a lot of other stuff for.
And then we will do this same time next week, sort of. It's clock change. We'll figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, for,
Yeah.